We're going to live the YouTube on pretty soon. 3, 2, 1. Okay, cool. Sweet, we're live. All right. All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome back. It is another Monday. It's the end of August, and we are going to continue with another online open mic, the stay-at-home open mic, presented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. My name is Richie Marrufo. I'm the project director of this whole thing, and we are brought to you by Border Senses here in El Paso, Texas. It is a nonprofit literary organization that is dedicated to serving the literary arts and, improving literacy in our city. And so, of course, one of the many projects is an open mic, and we have been online, and it's been so amazing. For over a year now, we've been doing these every Monday online mics. So I want to thank you for tuning in. We have a list of performers that is amazing, and it is eclectic, and we're going to have a great time. There is no theme. We just encourage people to come and do their thing. And more importantly, it is a platform for support, for admiration, celebration, for introspection, for learning. There are many things. Like I said, every week is it's so different. So I'm going to go ahead and one of the beautiful things about having a community is if I've been stressed as hell and busy with school, like I can have someone take over. And so our new host tonight, we have a debut host tonight, someone who is no stranger to the mic. In fact, he has 100% attendance on these. He's been here since the very beginning, and it really helps He really helps hold things down. So I'm gonna, today's gonna help introduce you guys. I'm gonna be in the background helping with the live stream and just making sure things run smoothly in terms of spotlighting and all that. But guys, let's go and welcome tonight's host. You guys all know Mr. Monday Night. It's Kit Wren. Yo, what's up, Kit? Take it away, man.
That's right. The sun.
Yes. Nice.
The sun has made its way to its home in the western sky, and it is Monday night in El Paso. I will start you off with a very quick cover poem because I don't want to take up any of y'all's time because y'all are the stars tonight. But this is a villanelle by the great W.H. Auden called But I Can't. Time will say nothing but I told you so. Time only knows the price we have to pay. If I could tell you, I would let you know. If we should weep when clowns put on their show, if we should stumble when musicians play, time will say nothing but I told you so. There are no fortunes to be told, although because I love you more than I can say, if I could tell you, I would let you know. The winds must come from somewhere when they blow. There must be a reason why the leaves decay. Time will say nothing but I told you so. Perhaps the roses really want to grow. The vision seriously intends to stay. If I could tell you, I would let you know. Suppose the lions all get up and go, and the brooks and soldiers run away. Will time say nothing but I told you so? If I could tell you, I would let you know. Yes, it's an appropriate, I hope, sacrifice of the late W.H. Auden to our group. But we have a packed list of absolute superstars tonight. And first on our list, we have favorites, but we have no favoritism. So believe me when I say that, because first to the mic is a woman who has been published in such August publications as the Paris Review and Western Humanities Review, and some others whose name escapes me right now. Their book Flow won the 2019 Southwestern Book Award by the Association of Librarians, and her name is Robin Schofield. Let's all give it up for her.
Thank you, Kit. For everybody who doesn't know. For everybody who doesn't know, Kit and I are related. Is my sound okay?
Yeah.
Okay. My video is a little screwed. I'm going to read some newly typed poems. All right, not exactly new. The first one is called Nursling of the Sky, Narciso. Lightning crinkles up from the earth. I reconsider my position by the metal railing and my stance toward God as the purple thunder cracks and winds slam from the four directions. Poor Ezekiel, chariots are now a common sight with rubber wheels and sleek lines. Rare is desert rain. The angels' faces were stern, and you, for penance, lay in dung, and you wrote that your mouth was a burning coal. Some people fast now, but not because of all. It's for the colon and a longer life, a longer colon, running for running's sake, so fast, grimacing back to the same place. Running in this dimension as if there's no other. For my penance, I lose a lot of sleep, lift weights, and struggle to till the desert. I hear the fierce angel in the storm. I have learned the grammar of the woodpecker, whose love is a short season. I feel the cold of the stars, the heat of the hummingbird. I see the kestrel's figure eights. When the rain stops, I smell the prayer sage, purple as clouds. This one is again Narciso speaking, and he's speaking to the Mexican gray wolf or something. Brother wolf, who is more alien than you? Ranchers want to hunt you to extinction. A pack of 40 lives in the Southwest. Statistically, you are extinct on this border. Who is more persecuted than you? Even the bracero who adorns my table with melons, the blood of his fingers, the ache of his back, the sunlight stabbing his retinas. We see everything upside down. We thank God for our mantra sunglasses. All right, now this one is called, this was a little bit longer. It's called Narciso at the End of Entropy. Because there is a gobbing hole in the mother dark center silence we call space-time. I would speak now, but a dark space soaks up the words. Greed killed the mothers. Some greedy mothers enslaved the dark, pumped out silver, stole the earthly melodies of amber. I can pump songs out of the water. The greedy mothers can lace up their boots. The nirvana of the morning dove is restored to the ancient maps, magnets above all. We have mapped out the locked chambers of the genetic code. But could there yet be a motive for vengeance for another's blood? I have in my hand the key. I always carry it with me. As the electron spike to the dendrite, lightning's child, as salt water is electric. The supreme alien is God. We need his blood. Too often we drink from the dark tides of his capillaries. For 2 millennia, generals executed the orders to execute order in the cosmos, hanging naked from the Phoenician family tree. That was after he was caught shoplifting the racehorse's surname and interfering with bankers' hours. Who needs these porcelain honors? How I wish I could name the time when the temple doors closed by blue laws, blue balls, the Sybil shushed after she was caught without a notebook in the cedars of Lebanon. We arrested her with the almost right words. His sentence was carried out to the end of its verb. At the end of entropy, there is the electric lecture. Wretched, rackety cactus wren saws off his syllables short. The egg nebula, an exploding star, its searchlight beams caused by a dustband across the center dark from a collision between two galaxies. Contradiction isn't a cause for sorrow. Light is one and two at once, two separate realities coalescing, a collision of hard light, rocks, and moon pulling the tides. The weak and strong forces across the weak inherit the hands of the thirsty righteous. It takes years to reach them. All right. So those are 3 of my Narciso poems. They're not published yet, but my Cantilily poems, his sister, my Cantilily poems are published under the name Sunflower Cantos. So if I'll put my email in the chat, if you want a copy of Sunflower Cantos, they're rather rare, but I do have some. Same type of poems.
Wow, absolutely mind-blowing. As
Woo,
usual.
Robin, that was beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you.
I say it a lot. Y'all might like me, but I have to fight for second place in my own home. So we go from the hills of El Paso to South Euclid, Ohio, to visit with the first ever poet laureate of that place. And he is, his name is Doc Janning, and he has the wisdom of many lifetimes, and we're all eager to hear it. So, Doc, when you are ready.
Thank you. I'm going to start with something I just scribbled this evening as I was sitting on the front stoop. Mid-evening, day draws to a close. Cicadas whir and buzz in treetops, looking for mates. Crickets chirp love songs in their search. Clouds color in hues of setting sun. Voices of children drift through the twilight. The air cools as sunlight fades into the gloaming, and the velvet folds of night gather softly. And this is a very short poem I wrote earlier today. Is the length, depth, and breadth of time I breathe, the breath of dimensions more than 4, an inhalation of the past, an exhale of the future, breathed in moments of infinity. Sacred garden, neath a mystic moonlit sky, a sky filled with stars, a sacred garden grows. A garden filled with flowers, flowers of sensuous fragrance, of passion, laughter, joy, and ecstasy. A garden bearing fruits of these in caresses, hugs, and kisses, on sweet vines which entwine in lush colors and languages of senses and sensuality. A garden open to all, where all may enjoy its sumptuous sacraments, the beauty of peace, and the closeness of home, the garden of love. And if I may, since my first 2 were very short, I have the Dao of Love. Within the Tao of a deeper forever glows an essence, the essence of love, a profound truth, a truth expressed by sages and philosophers, prophets and poets, in all the thoughts and dreams and languages of time, in all the explanations, extrapolations, and interpolations, exploring its myriad meanings, facets, and dimensions. Love exists within sunrise and sunset, day and night, dark, light, and shadow. And love exists in all the shapes and dimensions of the multiverse, echoing, shining into the forever, beyond forever. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Yay!
Thank you very much for that, Doc. Is there any corner of the internet where we can find more things like that?
I do have a page devoted to the poetry of love and the angst of love. It's called Tears. It's a Facebook page called Tears of My Soul.
Right. Okay, so Facebook Tears of My Soul. Go ahead and type that into your Google machine. See what comes up. And thank you very much for that, Doc, and for serving as the poet laureate in the wild foothills of Ohio. They need some culture up there. And coming next to the mic is a man, if you're ever feeling down, you need to talk to this fellow because he can bring you up almost without meaning to. Like the Monster Energy people are looking for his secrets because they want to sell him in bottles. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Ed Poetastic Foreman.
Poetastic, horrific, poesis.
Any minute now.
Is he here? Let's see. I mean, he's here, but I want to make
in the
sure
room,
he's
but-
stepped away. Oh, he went to go get dinner, I think.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, we will come back to that. Just let that introduction ring in your head. Come back to that when you need to. But after him, we're going to go back to the Rocky Mountains, but a little further north. We're going to go to one of our good friends, Mr. Michael Sindler.
Hello. Okay. Just to show everybody how great W.H. Auden really was, I will do one of my villanelles so you can have the comparison there. And this is a villanelle called Deep Malaise. He was not the easiest child to raise, sickly, sad, and yet never dramatic. He'd sink into a state of deep malaise with a profound sadness within his gaze, congenitally puny and asthmatic. He was not the easiest child to raise, coughing up sludge from lungs phlegmatic, gobs of mucus as thick as mayonnaise. He'd sink into a state of deep malaise. Other ailments were asymptomatic. These mysterious spells went on for days. He was not the easiest child to raise. The easiest tasks were problematic. The doctors told him it was just a phase. He'd sink into a state of deep malaise, not trying to be melodramatic nor crying out in pain while fevers blazed. He was not the easiest child to raise. He'd sink into a state of deep malaise. Okay, that being done, I'll do one. I was lucky enough to take part in two anthology launches since last we saw each other here. One was for Sinew, which was the Poetry in the Brew out of Nashville's new anthology, which is full of great stuff. But this one is from lighthousewriters.org, from the anthology that they just put out, which is the second for volume 2 of All the Lives We Ever Lived, which is a collection of writers from all the different outreach programs, which is a really, really neat thing. And this is the one I have in there, and it's called Color My World. First, color my world with the invisible, the essential, the incorruptible. Grab the widest of brushes and dip it deep into compassion, swirling it until every bristle is saturated. Make wild, sure strokes across the background of being. Cover it thickly, a viscous gesso grounding all that will float and flow upon its surface. Let it dry slowly with a warm breath of love, freeing vapors of longing, rising and disappearing into waning clouds of thought. Sand it gently with empathy until its soft, smooth surface contains no crevice, crack, or outcropping in which the dusty particles of doubt may find purchase. And then color my world with all shades of human, every hue born from every clime. Color my world with a cross-pollination of lovers who leave convention behind. Color it with the shape and shade of every tribe. Color it with strands and curls and ringlets, with fuzz and stubble and wild cowlicks. Color it with eumelanin and femelanin, with freckles and tans and birthmarks. Color it with rashes and sunspots and scars, with albinism and vitiligo. Color my world chocolate, saffron, and natto and peach. Color it oat, wheat, cumin, pecan, and chickpea. Color it delicious. Color my world raw umber, burnt sienna, burnished copper, and dimpled bronze. Color it smooth amber and saturated coral. Color it pale chalk, glimmering sand, and fragile rust. Color it hard and strong, soft and malleable, cold and warm, and always beautiful. And then color my world with every chroma, every pigment of plant and plumage. Color it deep forage and shocking chartreuse green. Color it swaying poppy, slithering salamander, and fluttering cardinal red. Color it bold sunflower and tart citrus yellow. Color it ripe cut mango, darting goldfish, and roaring tiger orange. Color it resting robin's egg, scampering scarab, fluttering morpho wing, and waving water blue. Color it drooping wisteria, plump grape, and slow sea snail purple. And then color it striped and spotted and spiked and rounded. Color it subtle and brilliant. Color it pastel and iridescent. Color it contrasting and complementary. Color it microscopic and vast. Color it intellect and faith. Color it action and thought. Color it kaleidoscopic. Color it a rainbow encircling the horizon. Color it everything. Color it now. But most of all, with every stroke, every movement, every touch, color it love. And I'm going to do this. I'm still sort of working this one, so this is as close as you get from me for with new shit these days, because I'm not one of these, I just wrote this 5 minutes ago, here it is, people. I just don't do that. But you know. But this is new, and it's called Gone. A boy I never met is gone. An old friend's child, since grown to manhood. I could not say his age, merely guess by decade and place him in late 30s. I don't remember or perceive if I ever knew his name, but still my heart grieves. Is this sadness for a cipher, for long separated parents, for unlived possibilities? How did they raise him? Which one was he closest to? Which one did he long for? Who would he call when he felt small in a too large world? I don't know how or where or why he died, the circumstance of destiny, an accident or long illness, or by his own hand, in loving arms or all alone. It matters not on either side of this void where echoes are muted. He's gone, and that can't be changed. Gone, and I do not even know his name. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Michael! Woo!
Michael, that was listening to that was like parasailing somehow. I can't really explain that metaphor, but I felt like I was going up and didn't understand how.
Do I have time for?
Oh, of course.
Okay, yes, I almost forgot. I will go ahead. I was going to actually do a screen share so you could see a picture while I did it, but I'm not going to. This is a poem nominally by Don Marquis, but it's actually by a cockroach by the name of Archie, who was a verse Libre poet, but he died and his soul was transmigrated into the body of a cockroach. And so he wrote every night on Don Marcus's typewriter, letter by letter, jumping from the top. And this is one of Archie's poems called The Lesson of the Moth. I was talking to a moth the other evening. He was trying to break into an electric light bulb and fry himself under wires. Why do you fellas pull this stunt? I asked him. Because it's the conventional things for moth, or why? If that had been an uncovered candle instead of an electric light bulb, you would now be a small, unsightly cinder. Have you no sense? Plenty of it, he answered, but at times we get tired of using it. We get bored with the routine and crave beauty and excitement. Fire is beautiful, and we know that if we get too close, it will kill us. But what does that matter? It's better to be happy for a moment and be burned up with beauty than to live a long time and be bored all the while. So we wad all our life up into one little roll and then we shoot the roll. That's what life is for. It's better to be part of beauty for one instant and then cease to exist than to exist forever, than never be a part of beauty. Our attitude towards life is come easy, go easy. We're like human beings used to be before they became too civilized to enjoy themselves. And before I could argue him out of his philosophy, he went and emulated himself on a patent cigar lighter. I do not agree with him myself. I would rather have half the happiness and twice the longevity. But at the same time, I wish there was something I wanted as badly as he wanted to fry himself. If you can't trust a cockroach, who can you trust? That's my attitude.
That's very true. That is extremely true.
Oh my goodness.
That was terrific, Michael. I know you often plug the lighthousewriters.org. Is there anything else that they have going on or anything that you want to?
They actually do. The great writer Danica Wedgwick is having a special event coming up, and it's actually rather affordable, amazingly affordable. And let me tell you when that is going to be. It is going to be on October 2nd, and it's an Inside the Writer's Studio with Edward Danicat. And it is very inexpensive. And if you just go to lighthousewriters.org and look at the events, you will find that. So thank you very much for mentioning that.
Wow, Edward Danicat, that's a name.
Yeah. It's like $5 for members and $10 for non-members for the Zoom. Yeah, so that's pretty damn cheap.
That is a bargain. Only way it could be better if it was free. But we are going from the Rocky.
And just to mention, actually, it is, if you're not a member, it is discounted to $5 if you're a student, a teacher, a service person, or a veteran.
All right. Cheers to you, Michael, and cheers to Lighthouse Writers. And we're going to go now. Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. We're going to go now to from the Rocky Mountains to the Alleghenies, because there are mountains everywhere if you look. And we're going to talk with one of our favorites. They put in their bio that they are secretly a Spriggan. And I don't know what a Spriggan is. So that's like two secrets in one. And they are Vale Larkin, and they are taking the mic right now.
A Spriggan is a small fey folk who is commonly mistaken for something made out of wood. My middle name means famous elf, and it's a family name that's been in our family for generations, and we don't know why. Okay, this first piece I wrote 5 minutes ago. Actually, I wrote it last night, but I'm making fun of Michael. Embracing the shore. She remembers the songs in the deep, rich, profound sound surrounding the way those smaller than her would play in her wake. Before the black slick, before the eternal fires, before the blades descended. She remembers the cool, liquid peace of her vastness and the vastness of her family. So many leviathans lost. She feels the heat rising, tasting fresh hell on each breath. Eyes stinging, she sings her very last song for the dying. Die Sire, Die Sila, and lets the tide sweep her to oblivion. And my other poem is called Military Family, which I do come from on both sides, including my little brother. Military family. Let's line them all up. The commanders, the generals, the senators and reps. Let's line up the weaponsmiths, the bomb makers and contractors, and let's line up everyone who cheers when the sky flashes and cradles their guns. Let's line them all up and tell them, keep running forward. Keep running forward with the weight of your pack, of your rifle and boots. Keep running forward with the sun on your helmet and dust in your throat. Keep running forward through bullets and rockets, grenades, mines, and bombs. Keep running, always forward, never back. While you watch people falling and screaming and bleeding, so dying seems peaceful, except when you know them. And oh, how you will know them, ally and foe. They will all scream and bleed. They will all die the same. Keep running forward with your heart on your back, over warriors fighting for land that you stand on. And when you come home, you who do still come home, keep running forward. Keep singing. Through patriots setting off rockets for fun and voting for wars that you thought you had won. Through everyone missing because you were gone and the screams in the night that keep you from sleeping. Keep running forward because we won't wait. We'll reduce you to glances. We'll take all your chances, all the peace that you've earned. We'll reduce you to glances sidelong from the ignorant, watching you twitch when the trucks go by, watching you struggle to remember through the pain in your head, watching you suffer like that part of your service was the only thing permanent. Keep running forward. And if you still live, if any still live, you can return to your posts, to your rallies and offices, and keep on as you were. Keep running forward into the fray, into the battle. All of you who still can. That's me.
Yes, babe.
Nice, nice read. Good poems. Thank you.
That was very powerful. That was very good. Is there anything you would like to plug as we come to the end of this?
Yes, I would like to plug an amazing video I'm going to be making soon with Kit Wren reading for me.
That's true. I owe you a recording, don't I?
No, that's not pressure. I'm actually very excited about it.
It will be fun. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Vale. Let's see. And coming next to our magic mic is, well, we're going to have to clear out some rumors because I don't know how these things get started, but it is not true that this man was invited to read poetry at the White House. So all you gossips that are out there saying that, it's not true. Stop saying that Brian Franco was invited to the White House. We all know it should happen, but it hasn't happened. So stop acting like it's happened when it hasn't yet. But as I just said in a very roundabout fashion, next to the mic, we have El Generalissimo Brian Franco. Please pay your respects as he comes up.
Thank you very much, Mr. Wren. And I am no Vale Larkin, so I will not be invited anytime soon to the White House. So let me go ahead and read 3 new pieces that I've written in the past week and a half or so since I spent time in New York City. And actually, I just spent about 7 hours driving back from Long Island today. I'm a little bit tired, so bear with me for a second. The first I wrote a week ago while having a little walk in the rain in the East Village. It's called Walking on the Edge of a Hurricane. I bore witness to a homeless family of homing pigeons dining on cigarette butts and other detritus deposited by humans into a rectangle of dirt where a sickly tree resides amongst sidewalk on Avenue A between 5th and 6th. It has been over 26 years since I have traversed this stretch of street. As I approached the corner of 6th, I noticed a place called Laura's with blacked out windows and wondered if it was a gay bar. Is it still necessary to block out windows of gay bars in 2021? The little man made of light bulbs on the walk, don't walk sign was white, signaling me it was safe to cross across the painted parallel lines of the crosswalk. I noticed all the new places that weren't there before. I tried to figure which places were where my old haunts were. The nondescript, bare bones Polish diner with perfect pierogies I had to step down half a flight of stairs to enter was missing. The sidewalk cafe with the multi-genre Sunday open mic was nowhere to be found on that stretch of Avenue A before Tompkins Square Park. The second floor restaurant, 7A, with pockmarked antique oak bar and exposed brick walls, had the words Pilates Studio painted in pink cursive on the picture window overlooking Avenue A. Is a Starbucks where stingy Lulus used to be, where waitresses who served the burgers were waiters dressed in drag. It was the first restaurant that did that, I think. An iconic eatery that defined the spirit of the East Village is now a coffee shop that encompasses conformity. I had to guess if a new jazz joint or small batch microbrew tasting room had housed Chennai, where Jeff Buckley, Amy Correa, and Matthew Sweet got their starts playing for tips. Which space was Cafe 9, the coffee house designed by a Broadway set designer, where each chair was a skyscraper, brownstone, or some other city structure? There is nothing left from my old life. The rain is falling hard. I hold an umbrella as close to my head to the top of my shopping bag, with knishes from Jonas Schimmel on Houston Street, and an assortment of Hamantaschen and a black and white cookie from Russ and Daughters. At Katz's Deli, I had a stack of thinly sliced tongue with a side of coleslaw. The waitress brought me a free plate of pickled green tomatoes and half sours and said, I only supposed to bring this with sandwiches, but you look like nice boy. A 55-year-old nice boy. The rain, which is the rain from the edge of a hurricane, is dropping harder and harder. I duck under a pandemic tent outside a clothes bar to recite this poem into my phone. There is a sign across the street shaped like a 3D hot dog with the words "Eat Me" written on it. I am only 2.5 blocks from my hotel. The raindrops sound more urgent than before. There are so many umbrellas everywhere. This next piece was a reaction to a poem that was read during Ray Jane's open mic on Friday night by Gigi. I was at a special weekend at Deadpan Lizzie's home where there were probably about 6 people staying, 6 poets staying there, but about at least a dozen people or even more that were coming throughout the weekend. This is called Talk About Being Buried Alive. I want to write a cicada poem because Gigi wrote a cicada poem that blew me away in a way that made me want to bury my existence in the backyard for 17 years. I saw a cicada sitting on an outdoor throw pillow. Its bright green exoskeleton was the exact color of a Maserati Matchbox car I had when I was 5 that I accidentally dropped into a Puerto Rican fire ant hill. When I was 5, I had never heard of the first cicada I had ever seen in my 55 years of existence. And this I just wrote today in reaction to this thing at Ray Jane's. I'm pulling up this thing. She wrote this very nice inspirational thought. It says, "All pain can be breathed through." And my reaction to that was, well, a little bit not right. Hold on, I'm trying to get back to where I was before. It's called "I Think I Left a Butt Cheek at a Hotel in the East Village, and I hope they didn't throw it away." What happens when breathing is painful? When every ounce of air you inhale is laced with regret? When every single action in which you partake has an appropriate reaction that ain't the reaction you was looking for? When every time you look in the mirror, you are wearing a new mask that has been tattooed to your face? When you contemplate getting bionic glass eyes because you can never see anything that exists in the vicinity of in front of your face? When trying only leads to more trying on what seems like an infinite loop that seems like an infinite loop in an infinite loop of an infinite series of infinite loops ad infinitum, till you realize you are somehow subconsciously only half-assed trying everything you try. Then you realize you might be addicted to only half-assed trying. And you discover there are no 12-step programs for only half-assed trying. And as a result, you actually decide to get up off your ass to find the other half of your ass so you can finally take a full breath. Gracias, everyone.
Woo, Brian!
Very nice.
Yes!
Good read. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome as always, Brian, as we expect from our general. Is there anything you want to plug? Any place where the people can find you?
I'll just put all my info in the chat because my brain is a little jello and I've been on the road and I'm a little tired, so I'll just do all that stuff. Thanks.
If only Jello was as tasty as your poetry. There we go. Save that one.
Yes.
And coming up next to our mic is someone you just heard mentioned. As so often happens, these poems and poets start talking to each other and they start making little connections. And so we heard a response to a poem by D.G. Clearing. And next, we're going to hear from the man himself, ladies and gentlemen, from Green Bay, Wisconsin, Mr. D.G. Clearing.
Hi, everybody. Is my sound on there? Yeah.
You're good.
I have one poem for you tonight. School starting soon. This has to do with school. A part of everything. There was a time in the universe in my 7th grade classroom that we all became the cosmos, a part of everything. The sun, the moon, the stars, asteroids, black holes, and the edge of space itself. Mrs. Rancor, our teacher, told us which of these we would be and brought us outside. On the lawn, under the blue sky, with white clouds hanging, we formed a great circle where she created the order of her world, spreading us out into the galaxy of her choosing. She said that she was the sun because her light shined bright for all to see. She chose the smallest of us, an Asian girl, as Mercury, saying that this planet is like the atomic bomb, vaporizing everything in its path. Venus was a young maiden with golden hair. Earth was the red-haired boy with the blue shirt. Mars was the Native American girl. And the teacher told us that Indians were like aliens. Jupiter was made up of the Jewish kids. She said that it was a planet full of gases and that they should all be sent there. Saturn was made up of the brown kids, saying that the rings of this planet will hold them forever. Uranus was empty, so no one could escape from the last planet. Neptune was filled with the black kids. Our teacher saying it was dark and cold and that the light of day would never shine on them. All the fair-skinned kids became the stars. All I could think of was that whoever became the black hole, the only thing that can swallow the sun, could pull the evil of Miss Rancor into its gravitational force, where there is no escape and no light or no day, where the edge of space, where the time has no meaning, where Pandora's star is hid, where evil hides, where billions and billions of comets made of ice could extinguish her core, where Mrs. Rancor would be no more. Her teachings were a rip in the time and space continuum. Zeros and ones, ones and zeros, zeros and ones. She died in a car crash the next week. Her sun extinguished. The cosmos healed itself. Thank you.
Surely it is I who should be thanking you. That
I like that
Oh
even
my
better than the
God.
first time I heard it, man.
Oh, thank you, Michael. I appreciate that.
Absolutely incredible.
is there
So deep.
School starts soon. Be careful of what your teachers teach your kids.
Exactly.
goodness? Is there any place in social media where the people can find you? Find more like that?
I'm on DG Clearing on Facebook, and if you need to contact me, you can go to WFOP.com and just look under DG Clearing.
WFOP.
Thank you for the opportunity of being here. I appreciate the forum. Very nice of you.
Oh, well, like I said, it's me who's thanking you, because this is nothing without its participants, and that was very good. Coming up next to our exalted microphone is we're going back to the desert, but not necessarily our desert, because we're going to the edge of the Mojave where Kimlin Bape is. Kimlin.
And I want
ready for
to thank you, DG, as a teacher. Thank you for that. because we always need to be reminded that we have the power to speak life or death on our students. And so I take my charge very, very seriously. And I want to thank you for, holding the mirror to us, because we do have a serious mandate to follow. So thank you. I'm in a space where I need to cry. So I will sing you all a song that is the saddest song that I grew up with. On a wagon bound for market, there's a calf with a mournful eye. High above him there's a swallow winging swiftly through the sky. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. Donna, 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 Donna. Donna, 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 Don. Donna, 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 Donna. Donna, 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 Don. Stop complaining, said the farmer. Who told you a calf to be? Why don't you have wings to fly with, like the swallow so proud and free? Calves are easily bound and slaughtered, never knowing the reason why. But whoever treasures freedom, like the swallow has learned to fly. How the winds are laughing, they laugh with all their might. Laugh and laugh the whole day through, and half the summer's night. La vergüenza y su curación, the regret and the cure. Your name is regret on my lips. I swallowed honesty, for I did not trust you enough to offer you my truth. Your name is regret on my arms. I held on to you much too long, when I should have let both of us go a lifetime sooner. Your name is regret on my breast. I nursed your brokenness past weaning. You became addicted to me. I was too broken to let you go. I'm sorry that I didn't let you go when I read the oracle. I'm sorry. We are drowning our sorrow in a bottle of tears. Pain. Fist clenched, heart squeezing till it stops bleeding tears. I long to laugh, toast friendship with love. Take a shot. Let us rise. Swallows free to fly to freedom. Thank you.
Great read. Thank you.
So I would like to plug my podcast that just came out today. It is the journey of it's my trauma journey, everyone. You guys have been with me when I've cried my heart out. And it's finally all in a collection that, please listen to it when you are in a space that's ready, because it's filled with child abuse, sexual assault, and profanity, some. And but I finally put it in my link tree, so I'll put it in my link tree. And if you guys know of anyone that might need to hear my story and find healing as well, please share it.
May I say something about that beautiful song, Kimberly? Because that's a very famous poem written during the Holocaust. And we used to sing that at Jewish summer camp around the campfire, and it's got a lot of sentimental value to me. But it's really lovely to hear that song in a different context and in your beautiful singing voice. But it's just really, when you have a song that has that much history to it, being brought forward by someone like you in a different context, it's really wonderful. So thank you very much.
Yes, thank
Oh,
you very much.
child. Yeah, thank you guys. Because when I was growing up, I cried a lot. And that song let me cry when I needed to cry.
It does that for us. And it's, I believe that there's actually the person who wrote that at concentration camp, and there were actual illustrations with it, and it's pretty spectacular. So thank you very much for all that, Cameron. You did it better than
Yes, thank
justice. You really did.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Urban Cowboy.
And thank you, Kimlin, for that moment of catharsis and synthesis. I did not know see, when poets talk, they all know different things, and then they all bring them together and create a new thing with what they know. It's crazy. How does that happen? I don't know. Oh, but coming up next, we had a little bit of a false start with this, but the man with enough positive energy to heat a new sun, if it comes to that, and it might. Things are weird. But ladies and gentlemen, Ed Poetastic.
Because you make me feel fantastic. Thank you. That was a very, very nice performance. Everyone deserves
Love you,
love.
Eddie. Love you, Eddie.
Love you too. Make me every color but blue. So you know what I'm going to do. My name is Ed Poetastic. Hope everyone's fantastic. Please get in time so you can draw my rhyme so you can offer sublime. All right. I'm gonna do a little bit new. I got 6 jokes from Kit's awesome comedy workshop. It was really good. Okay. Here's 6 jokes. I don't date too much. Why? We're in a technological age. It's not face to face anymore, but pick to pick. Talk about short circuits. Am I right? I hate catfishes. Why? I know you're not fake, but time and emotions aren't. Let me see. I got a few more. Why do people want to ask so many questions on dates? Honey, I'm a man, not a dictionary, Google, or an 8-ball. A dinner interview, wow, it could be better. And here's another one. Can we not talk about money, please? It's not the end to a means because it doesn't grow on trees. All right, and I got one more. Why do people keep saying coffee stunts your growth? If so, Starbucks and every coffee shop will be out of job. All right, hope you have a line note. All right, here's my other poem. Here's a poem. It's called Lyrical Butterflies. Oh, music, what can I say about you? You make me happier than a fish swimming in deep blue. Music is harmony to all our ears. It exterminates our darkest fears and leads us into tears. Music can send fires to our hearts or a big warm hug. It can kill the inner traumas or the toxic bugs. Music gives us a safe space. It gives a vibrant room to elevate, concentrate, and meditate with extra grace. Music gives us nostalgia in a more surreal time. It reminds us we're aligned in our physical and mental prime. Music can raise oceans, destroy mountains, and set off volcanoes. Hard to leave just for listening to a few notes. Music can make you move and groove a million times. It deepens our roots, kind of like these rhymes. Music gives us a moment to express ourselves in this ugly yet beautiful world. It can inspire and teach any little boy or girl. Music is art in its own unique and luminous form. To break out of our annoying dorms, it could be a radiant sun or a chaotic storm. But listen, in order to transform, music is the air we breathe and the fuel we eat. It's the senses that freezes our bodies and burn our feet. Music is a performance that happening inside our minds. Actually, it's like poetry. You can feel the energy jolting up our spines. Music is, wait, don't let me simply tell you, but put on your headphones or earbuds to submerge in the musical blue. Let the notes go through and around you so you can get lost inside your whimsical cocoon. Yeah. All right, I got a few more. Let me see. Here's something called Dr. Seussignit. My favorite books, all the books of Dr. Seuss. Why? His rhymes has no substitute. There's Cat in the Hat, it never leaves me flat. There's a Lorex, love our trees and relax. There's green eggs and ham, be open, don't be a clam like Sam. There's a Grinch stole Christmas, don't be a grimace, but have assistance for forgiveness. There's oh, the place you'll go, run fast, not slow, and chase your glow. There's if I ran the zoo, there's the animals sticking to me like glue. There's scrambled egg super, help us eat and enjoy so you can be super duper. There's hootin', here's a who. If you hear help, you already know what to do. There's on beyond the zebras. Treat everything like jigsaw, enjoy like pizza. There's if I ran the circus. Control your circuits to manage your purpose. There's Yaddle the turtle and other stories. To let anyone or life control your glory. There's one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Help you count things on your to-do list. There's the snitches and other stories. Don't discriminate or cause worry. There's Cat in the Hat comes back. Help us remember and get back on track. There's happy birthday to you. Help us celebrate all the things that you do. There's hop on pop. Help us to hop, hop, and don't stop. There's fox and socks. Help us be prepared and don't be a rock. There's I had troubles in getting to Sulu. Help us ask for directions and see what's new. There's I can lick 30 tigers today. Help us go and do life our own way. There's my book about me. Help us to love ourselves, be free and at ease. There's I can draw myself. Help us to admire, fuel, and structure ourselves. There's Mr. Brown can move. How about you? Help test ourselves and improve the skills we do. There's did I tell you how lucky you are? Help us know we're rare and luminous stars. There's the shape of me and other stuff. Help us with things that are soft, fluff, and rough. There's oh, the things you can think. Help our thoughts expand and shrink. There's hunches and bunches. Help us appreciate life clutches and brushes. There's I am not going to get up today. Don't be too lazy, live and play. All the books are my favorite. Lessons so good, I admire and savor it. Please read them and calmly sit. All right, I got one more. That's not it. And I got this is called Dear Whomever. Dear whomever, hope you're doing well. Hope you like the weather. Hope your mind isn't a clear bell. If not, it'll get better. Your life will set sail. If it's an argument, forgive him or her. Hope your sorrows go pale. Hope your days are less wetter. Hope you treasure your wins and fails. Hope you know you're a go-getter. Hope you don't fall for doubtful spells. Hope you know life is a heavy hitter. I hope you can break out of your cell. Hope you know lessons taste so bitter. Hope you toss all your regrets down a well. Hope you taste rain under warm shelter. Hope you become a hero, then a rebel. Hope you wear your pains and failures as a sweater. Hope your todays and tomorrows aren't hell. I hope you learn and gain a lot from this letter. Hope you're happy, safe, and not unwell. Hope you feel healthier, greater, and lighter than any feather. Hope your heart blossoms, expands, grows, and swells. Hope your hopes and dreams are on a higher measure. You know this isn't a bitter goodbye, but a sweet farewell. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Eddie,
Very nice reading.
yes.
Always
Eddie.
Eddie. Yes, totally.
All right. All right, Eddie. See, you put all that positive energy out and then you get it right back. You figured out the secret. Is there anywhere we could find more stuff from you? Anywhere on social media?
Oh, sure. You can tune into Most Awesome Open Mic in Barbed Wire, so such an out of sight. You can follow me just about anywhere, but if you care, you can follow me on Eddie Foreman on Facebook and edformer92 on IG. Remember, if the mic is right, I'll be there to shine my poetastic insight. And if you send me a request, if you can take a guess, I'll hit yes.
I was not told there would be a quiz. You're telling me I have to guess. Goodness. Okay. Well, thank you very much as always every week for that, Eddie. And coming up next, like I said at the top, there's no favoritism here, but we do have some favorites. And next to the mic is someone, you know, if I was talking to an imaginary journalist about this whole past 16, 17 months we've been doing this, they would be the person that I would take care to highlight because we've reached out to all these other spaces, but we've also deepened our connections locally and found new people locally. And, you know, it's fun to shout MV Lee, it's fun to type that, but it's also like the actual feeling I have because they are the MV Lee Martinez Soto. Please take the mic when you're ready.
Do not do those type of introductions because you're gonna see me like red all over the place.
That was an intro damn duck shit right there. Woo woo, baby.
Hello. So I do have something old, something new, and something borrowed this time. So I'll start with the something old. This is called Ni de aquí ni de allá, and it's in Spanish and then in English. No cuestioné quién era, sino hasta cruzar líneas trazadas en mapas y a medio construir sobre el desierto, espejismos posapocalípticos de murallas enterradas bajo la arena. Entrelazadas están las fallas geográficas creadas por el hombre y las intersecciones con las que disecciono este cuerpo frío. No crucé el río porque hubo suerte en abundancia, quizás dones de mis antepasados ya cansados de que la parte colonizadora nos jodiera hasta el alma. Quizás la buena acción de toda una vida de algún españolito arrepentido o cansado ya de arder en su fuego eterno inventado. Fui mujer por un tiempo, mexicana, chicana, güerita, blanquita, pinche gringa, convertido en niño escondido entre grasa, tejidos, nervios, venas y arterias. Chicano, chicanex, latine, latinex, niño blanco, looking Mexican, nunca hombre. Dividido en idiomas y naciones, imitando géneros, inventando seres multilingües o monstruos con lenguas bífidas. Desenmascarado en plena luz del día. Oh, you don't look white at all. La posible proximidad nauseabunda para su orgullo. It's your nose, de chile morrón. Son los ojos negros, tu piel no es del tono correcto. Perhaps your English es muy bueno, pero tienes acento. Negado 2 veces. Güey, seas mamona, si eres pinche gringa, pinche blanca privilegiada, ¿qué más quieres? Negada 3 veces. Yo creo que toda mujer odia las normas de género en las que nos fuerzan, pero el corte sagital iniciado por entre tus piernas es lo que define quién eres. No puedes huir de ello. Todo es verdad. Privilegiado, en el lugar correcto al tiempo exacto para convertir las aguas en ancladero, resguardado, quizás participante del delirio de querer cambiar una dualidad ficticia del ser, y de vez en cuando solitario, perdido en encrucijadas queriendo ser, pertenecer, y empiezo otra vez. Soy latinex, queer, mexicana, chicano, probando en desorden los disfraces de segunda mano que traje en la maleta, caja fuerte de la cual solo yo sé su contraseña. And this is the English version. I only questioned who I was until I crossed chalk lines on the maps and incomplete over the deserts, post-apocalyptic mirages of a city buried beneath the sand. The man-made geographic faults entwined by hand to the intersections with which I dissect this cold body. I never crossed the river because there was luck in abundance, perhaps gifts from my ancestors who had grown tired of the hurdles the colonizers made us jump through, perhaps a good deed of an entire lifetime of some remorseful Spaniard boy, or maybe tired of burning in his made-up eternal fire. I was woman for a time, mexicana, chicana, güerita, blanquita, pinche gringa, turned into boy, hidden by layers of fat, tissue, nerves, veins, and arteries. Chicano, chicanex, latine, latinex, niño blanco looking Mexican, never man. Divided between 2 languages and nations, imitating genders, creating multilingual beings, or perhaps monsters with forked tongues. Discovered in broad daylight. Oh, you don't look white at all. The possibility of proximity nauseating for their pride. It's your nose, bell pepper shaped. Your black eyes. Your skin tone not quite right. Perhaps your English. Es muy bueno, pero tienes acento. The night twice. Güey, seas mamona, si eres pinche gringa, pinche blanca privilegiada, ¿qué más quieres? The night tries. Well, I think every woman that has these roles we are made to fit in, but it is the sagittal cut between your legs that defines you, and you cannot run away from that. This all the truth, privilege, on the right place at the exact time to turn the waters into an anchorage, sheltered, perhaps participant in a delusion of changing a fake duality of me, and sometimes alone, lost at crossroads, wanting to belong. And I start again. I'm Latinx, queer, Mexicana, Chicano, trying in no particular order the handed down costumes I brought with me, a strong box of which only I know its password. So that was number 1. And I have something new. Here we go. This is called Tepeme Monamictlan. And it's part of the series that I've been doing of the different areas of the Mictlan and Aztec mythology. I'll only read the Spanish part, the English part, sorry. I make my way between the rocks that cling onto my skin, determined to break my step and bury me between stone and stone, condemned to an eternity of being taken apart by pieces, each time smaller and smaller parts of what I once was. I make my way to the plains with the promise of the sun and its warmth. Once I make it through, waiting for my arrival, I leave behind parts of me, a trail of the self over cliffs and the sediment eroded with the passage of time. I make my way down a path of this red hot land, volcanic eruptions that make out of this body igneous rocks, crystallizations of who I was on certain times, reminders of the metamorphic stages of each life I lived. I make my way to the next stage. It's the Tepetl, waiting to crystallize who I was in life, strip me of what's left of the mortal life I lived. Finally, I do have a translation, and this is a little bit of a twist on the cover poem, first in Spanish, then in English. This is by Regina Jose Galindo. She's a Guatemalan performance artist, and she specializes in body art. And Cipramil is an antidepressant. So this is the Spanish version and then the English. Seguiré aniquilándote cada día. Cada dosis será una bala, te penetrará la carne, romperá tus huesos, doblará tus ansias. Lloré de cerca como gimes, como sangras, y con un poco de suerte te veré morir. Entonces abriré la boca, cerraré mis dientes, y regalaré al mundo una sonrisa en memoria de mi difunta depresión. I will keep annihilating you every day, every dose a bullet that will pierce your flesh, break your bones, subdue your hungers. I will watch closely how you whimper, how you bleed, and with a little bit of luck, I will watch you die. Then I will open my mouth, close my teeth, and I will give the world a smile in memory of my late depression. And that's it.
Nice. Great read. Thank you.
Brava, Lee. That was gorgeous.
Absolutely great. I'm sorry if I took you off guard with the sappy intro. Do you have anything to plug? Any fun little cards to show us?
Yeah. This time, wait, there we go. Okay, so you can follow me. Can you see it there? There we go. Yes. You can follow me on Instagram. Easiest way to find all my stuff is on the link tree. So I do recommend going over that one. It's spelled cadáveres, like cadavers, with an extra E between the R and the S. I found a way to spell it. So yeah, like just look up in there. I do want to announce that because this is my last week of my work, I'm very happy about that. I will be starting offering translations this time. So you'll see a link in there for translations if you're interested in getting your work translated and have an extra audience in there.
Wow. Okay, that sounds like a very worthwhile service and a very advanced practitioner. Awesome. Awesome stuff, Lee. Thank you so much. And next we're used to international living here in El Paso because we can climb the right hill and get an international view, but we're going way out there. We're going to Southeast Asia, to Malaysia in specific, to hear from Julian Matthews.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes,
yes, we can hear you.
Julian.
Let's put you on the spotlight and you can go. you are.
Okay. This is called Saris, Jeans, and Jagger. Come and take Mom's saris. I hadn't been there since the funeral. I was weary. The cold messages back and forth, the odd urgency of having to divide her pound of flesh by 6, even before her warm ashes were interred, even before the glow of her memory had dimmed. I remember the first time you returned from England, your long hair and flared jeans with hippie flowers, and the brown tape deck playing the 70s rock anthem, the Rolling Stones. I can get no satisfaction. That was all the rage in London. I, the youngest, and you, the oldest, and we danced, just like Jagger. We hadn't seen each other for so long. You were studying to be a nurse while I was being nursed into boyhood. The runt of the litter, the crybaby, the one born with clubbed feet. Mummy's boy, the spoilt one. Why do people say spoilt? As if we were milk that went bad, like as if we had gone past our sell-by date to be discarded in metal bins behind supermarkets. I was human too, just like you. Nervous breakdown. I associate the condition to your shaky squiggles on the postcards from London that said, I am fine. But no, you weren't. Someone had to go to find out why, to bring you home. The nurse was broken, and it fell to Mom to put you back together. Mom, my mom. Chinese by birth, Indian by upbringing, barely 5 feet in her pottu and her saris, who pulled my nose to make it less like hers, who taught me those wonderful Tamil words, mutal, kurungu, sanyan, and my favorite specifically for Dad, karpu sutu velakaran, a phrase that came about from the year that they were in England together with you. The pristine black and white photographs are proof of it. You were the special one. You had them all to yourself. Mummy's and Daddy's girl, in pure happiness, unspoilt, uncrying, playing in the white, white snow, the place where you returned only to be defiled. You graduated and entered your profession in your assigned hospital as a nurse, but came back as a patient, shelved, awaiting your sell-by date to be discarded in a mental bin. But you were human too, just like me. When you came back, you were mostly in your room, drugged, distant, disconnected. We never danced like Jagger again. There was no satisfaction to get. But you got better, you got a job, you grew your hair out, you were beautiful again. Then it happened again, and again, and again. And I saw Mom pick up the broken pieces of you in her heart, never being able to put them both back exactly right again. I never understood the roller coaster of your mind. Like I'll never understand the roller coaster of my own life. Sometimes joy, sometimes dread, always moving. The first time it happened in front of us, it alienated us 5 other siblings forever, like petals of a flower pulled apart, and you in the center, never to hug, never really close, always wary, always cold, never ever getting close, choosing friends, never trusting, love you not, love you not, love you not. And so Mom took you in when all of us turned our backs against you, her love for you unconditional, ours as cold as the air conditioning in the car now. We came for our saris, to claim only the 6 yards that wrapped her, though miles and miles unwrapped the distance between us. Silkworms died for this so we could connect the fractured, frayed fabric of our lives. At least one for my daughter to remember her by, and at least one for my wife, she said. We were singing in front of a blaring TV, tuned in to our dead mother's channel, maybe even dancing by herself. We chose the saris. We ate. We laughed. We showed you how to use WhatsApp, your first new purchase from her spoils. I showed you how to brighten your phone in the daylight. You at first refused, shy of your ignorance. Then it brightened. You took the phone back, flicked it back to normal, dimmed, then flicked it back to bright again. You glowed. Our eyes met. And for the briefest of moments, in this jagged life, we danced again. Thank you.
Wow, thank you.
Wow.
Thank you for
Wow.
yes,
Thank you, Julian.
thank you for taking your pain and turning it into something else, something we can all. Is there anywhere on social media or elsewhere where we can find more things from you?
Yeah, just put it in the chat.
Okay, excellent. Me do this. There we go. So I kind of like traveling internationally like this. You know, there's no customs, there's no $20 mojito in the sad airport bar. I think we might just stay in Southeast Asia for a little bit longer. We're going to go next to the Philippines, where our friend Lawan Bulatao is. Lawan, please step to the mic when you're ready.
All right, born ready. So, good evening, Barbed Wire. Thanks for having me yet again. Thanks, Richie. Thanks, Kit. Hello, everyone. Lots of amazing stuff tonight. Really heavy, very high bar. Thank you, Julian, for making this really, really tough. No, but that's the point, really, isn't it? Our lives are a series of breaks and brokenness, and sometimes amazing things break into our lives and things break down, or we go through breakups, and we pray for that breakthrough. We pray for that day when we can break away from the pain and open into something else. So what I have for you tonight is exactly that. It's a little something for, well, for all the breaking, which is so messy and yet ultimately so necessary. Okay, so let's start simple. Let's start with this thing called the swim. Okay, come drown with me for a while. Surrender your limbs, your lungs, lend me your tongue. Let the flood take you away from the dry and barren. Let me show you the burial grounds of the dreams orphaned by the sun. Come, drown with me for a while. Let me teach you to forget. Abandon regret. Drink deep. Dive deeper towards the point where science gives out and faith begins. Let me draw that word from your veins, the one that spills and spells my name. Come drown with me for a while. Join me on this ocean bed. And we'd like to think that we can stay in bed forever, but it's seldom physically possible because we do get hungry. And time ticks and the thing called sunrise happens. And this is what that's about. I want to have you for breakfast. Smothered in syrup, lathered in butter, whipped, preferably. Spread, definitely. Baked, maybe. I want second servings and mouthfuls, gulps and nibbles, all of you made edible, luscious, delectable, insatiable. Pour me some midnight, brew that potion of ignition that cancels the notion of going back to sleep, but not going back to bed. That being said, let me feed you as well. Open up and say, ah. Have a taste, then a bit more. Easy with the teeth, I'm a bit sore, but do continue. explore. I do implore. Sadly, not all of us know or are aware of the cost of these things, right? And there is, if you're familiar with your credit cards, the thing called hidden charges. Sometimes even the best intention ends up in conflagration, incineration, confusion, misinterpretation, destruction. Words well meant end up heavier than cement, drag us down to that space where even our monsters dare not go. I wish I could say sorry. I wish that you could actually accept it. But I know you won't. You know you won't. But you want to hear it for the sheer pleasure of having heard it. The unbridled joy of bringing attrition to my contrition. Well, fuck you. I'm tired of paying, of playing, of obeying, of saying I'm sorry, because these words can't fix what you'd rather stay broken. The deal was, who leaves can take the books. Nobody ever said anything about our son. Thank you, guys.
Wow.
Thank
you. Thank you so much for that, Lowen. Is there any social media or corner of the internet where people can find more things like that?
Sure. Tell you what, as for finding me, if you're really interested, I'm always there in the deepest, darkest corner of you, all of you. I want you to know that. If you want to find me, I'm there. But if you can allow me to share screen, I do want to plug something.
Okay, let me.
All right, here we go. Yay! Because, ladies and gentlemen, on September 9, I will be the special guest host at the Fincabulary open mic called The One That Got Away. So you guys wanted to hear more of what you just heard. There's going to be a whole room of this. So bring your tissues, bring your straitjackets, bring your Band-Aids. We're going to make a night of it. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll have to run and get a straitjacket before then. Don't have one of my own. Okay. Awesome stuff, Lowen. Thank you so much. We are going back to the United States. We stopped in the duty-free shop. We have our little scarf and a few photos to show. But we're going to go now up to the Meadowlands, where our friend Nick Paleologos is hanging out, and he's got some wonderful words for us. Nick, when you're ready.
Thank you, Kit. This is awesome.
Nick!
I love all the love I'm getting. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. Next 10 in the house right there before I get started. Kit, you're doing a really great job as a host, I have to say. I think that there needs, I'm not going to impede on the Barbed Wire, but I think that, this needs to happen more often, Richie. I'm just putting that out there, I'm just letting you know. Kit's doing a really great job. So I got to give you your props, Whew. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to do 3. One of them is super, super short, and it's new. And then the others are kind of longer a little bit, but I'm going to do this super short piece real quickly. I would have done this one and one other one at New York, but I got the other one done. So this one's called Watch Your Brother's Gears. I sit here, lie here, with you off to operate a job to work yourself to death's tune. That was one. The second one is called The Spectrum That Is My Music, That Is Music in My Mind. What the fuck, though? Where the love go? 5, 4, 3, 2, I'll let one go. Bow, get the fuck, though. I don't bluff, bro. Aiming at your head like a buffalo. See that through Baruch Assault, enter my brain where you can run these tracks of Ghetto Boys, Mob Deep Nas with or without DMC, thrash through circle pits while holding up a black flag, or are you a rebel yelling anti-flag standing on top of the idol that Billy built by dead Kennedys and rage from riots against the machine? I was asked by Alexandria a question, what kind of music do you like? I was asked the same thing by a Tribe Called Quest for 50 cents to my dollar that I got an answer. It wasn't just Fabulous, Kanye, Jay-Z, Eminem's beats. What about Tupac and Biggie debate? As I opened my mouth, she said, no, wait a minute. Maybe you are a Foo Fighter finding Nirvana from Queens of the Stone Age, or maybe you are a lo-fi kind of guy. That's not a brand new concept. Is it possible you are in the Grateful Dead graveyard of musicians of the past, the Ramones, REM, Depeche Mode? What about Sam Cooke? Maybe you are a Marvin Gaye fan. What about Luther Vandross? You like it when Whitney Houston's voice takes off? Bob Dylan, Paul Simon, maybe you are old, maybe you like old Metallica mixed with some Anthrax, Megadeth, and Slayer and put together on the biggest stage. Now that's a day to remember. Evie in the Iron Maiden metal. You might like Red Hot Chili Peppers or a Soundgarden, or how about Pixies sprinkled with some David Bowie Stardust? I would like to say, no, wait, you like Half an Orange with a side of Bob Marley with the Wailers, or how about Rolling Stones with over Beatles, or how about Stones that are sour, maybe a Slipknot that's disturbed, or maybe you're a trans person. How about an Evanescence that churches only admit? Or I turned you inside out. I haven't received one answer from you, Nick. I heard quicker answers from Wallflowers with one headlight working. How about Florence and the Machine gear up an answer? You've been listening to those Pink Floyd Buenos a lot lately, haven't you? Sprinkle in some AC/DC and Guns N' Roses. That'll give you an alkaline trio. The sum is more than 41 if you've been paying attention so far, Nick. I've begun linking your parts together from Seven Dust. Your romance must be chemical. Don't you think you fall out of this conversation? Your senses must be failing, right, Nick? No, it's not that. Oh, good. I know all about your cult of personality and living color, wearing black on the Sabbath, watched your playlist become a beautiful oblivion. I Spotified your Angry Pirates. They got a good EP out there. Boy, am I blue in the face. Felt like I ate dry corn. So let's hear your answer, Nick. You didn't let me answer to begin with. Here I go before you say Champagne Supernova. Oops. I did it again. Gaga over Oasis again. It is Pink Sunshine going forward. Bring me the horizon of purple and blue. Music is poetry with noises behind it. Look at J. Cole. Look at Leonard Cohen. Look at The Cure. Look at Poison. Whether good, bad, or indifferent, music is a tune that people rock for minutes. Memory lasts a lifetime. Blink, and you will have listened to about 182 songs in that time frame. It's a Green Day when you're listening to your favorite song or artist. I don't have a favorite artist. I curate, cultivate my playlist to my mood, my state of mind. It is when my ears caress music that is my favorite artist. It is music herself, queen of all sounds. Find me alone at midnight, inside my mind, drowning, can't think right. Day one, she keeps you calling, so you don't wake in the morning. That's that piece right there. I'll pull up my last one for you all, and then I'll be out your hair. This one's going to be in my upcoming book called Adversus Reaction, coming out in the winter of 2021. And the title of this one is called Out of Tune, Yet in Sync with the Earth. My body is a rhythm that no one understands. My feet shuffle like a deck of cards. My arms tick-tock to an alarm clock as rhythm graces, sacrifices the nerves for flow. My body is a rhythm that no one understands. My hands flow with the winds of change. My hips are afraid to reveal too much. Revel and unravel. I love how it moves, grooves against the pavement. The pavement is indifference. My body is a rhythm that no one understands as my feet taste the salty sand. Crystals caress my body, sway with me. Take the edges, press against my lips. Run down to my rib cage where coconuts kiss my heart. Mangoes embrace my lungs as the island inhales my body. Crowd of people watching, waiting. They try to decipher what my pottery is speaking. It's like reading Hellenic, only knowing English. My body is a rhythm that no one understands. I am okay with this. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. You bless us all with your presence and your impressive beard and so on. Where can we find you?
You can always find me at the real Nick P on IG. That's where you can want to like drop a line and DM me and stuff like that. I have an open mic coming up September 1st, Wednesday at 9:15 p.m. East EST, 7:15 for all the people in the Mountain Standard Time Zone and everything. I am also going to be taking over BWOMS very soon, so y'all get ready because September 13th I will be the guest host here and the first out of towner to my knowledge.
That is true. That is true. We're a very insular people, and it means a lot to be an outsider we trust. So please do not betray that. And speaking of outsiders we trust, hang on, press the wrong button again. Speaking of outsiders we trust, coming next to the mic is someone who runs her own space that has been a very interesting and diverse space for just like this one. And we're very thankful that we have other spaces to perform like that. And we're very thankful that we get to cross-pollinate with all these other people and places. She's been, you've heard her name drop before. You've heard people plug their appearances on the Fincabulary podcast. And now you get Fin Bell herself. What a treat for you and for us. Take the mic when you're ready.
Thank you so much, Kit. So to add on to the fact that I recently found out that you lead a damn good workshop. Now, to add to that talent, you are also an excellent host. I am enjoying every moment and every introduction that you make. Absolutely love it. So I am pulling up two older poems, one cover poem, and one new poem that I dedicated to somebody here in the room, which I'm going to end with, and it's a surprise. So this first one is a haiku. It's called Distract. The snake is the grass until she rears her jeweled head. Death brings with it bliss. Second one is called Two-Legged Snakes. What is the saying? How does it go? Is it, if you have nothing good to say about someone, say nothing at all? That's about the length of it, and it is a long and curling twine, a verbal hydra that strikes and replicates. When you pet the duplicity of her heads, the multiplicity of their ambition whips and rattles. I am now a trellis, and the serpent has her hooks. I attempt to climb to higher ground, observer, lose the writhing mass and keep my silence. But no, I cannot hold my tongue when my tongue is the only thing that can still cut the cord stretched between us. I cannot bite down on my words, clamp my mouth down hard and absolute around what is mine. When these words, my beautiful words, flow a whole easy meter from her lips. Do you see? Do you see how her forked tongue tastes the lies and speaks them anyway? How her smooth mouth moves in time with mine? I came upon this poem the other day. It is by Galway Canal, and I really liked it. I like the story behind it. Apparently, according to Galway's story, he was teaching at New York University, and one of his students was experiencing heartbreak. So he either made this poem for her or he recited the poem for her. So it's called Wait. Wait for now. Distrust everything if you have to, but trust the hours. Haven't they carried you everywhere up to now? Personal events will become interesting again. Hair will become interesting. Pain will become interesting. Buds that open out of season will become interesting. Secondhand gloves will become lovely again. Their memories are what give them the need for other hands. The desolation of lovers is the same. That enormous emptiness carved out of such tiny beings as we are asks to be filled. The need for the new love is faithfulness to the old. Wait. Don't go too early. You're tired, but everyone is tired, but no one is tired enough. Only wait a little and listen. Music of hair, music of pain, music of looms weaving our loves again. Be there to hear it. It will be the only time. Most of all, to hear your whole existence, rehearsed by the sorrows, play itself into total exhaustion. And then I wanted to end with this tribute to somebody in the room. I made an Otis poem for them. And so this is an Otis poem. For those of you who don't know what an Otis poem is, it is a 12-line poem of 12 words gifted to you by another poet. I didn't have another poet to gift me the words, so I used a word randomizer. And so this is an Otis for dear Eddie, for Eddie Fireman. To Eddie, love and caring are a language. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I do that, the 12 words were language, secure, gain, notion, camera, veil, consideration, gradient, full, hike, castle, and weak. To Eddie, love and caring are a language our poet Eddie carefully packages in everything he writes. He strives to make us see the world tinted in every color of beautiful and alive. He wants us secure in that knowledge. We have all been burnt in some irreparable way, but those out to seek what they can gain from our goodwill, not dearest Eddie. The evil notion of taking and bleeding a heart dry, of causing hurt intentionally or by accident, is not his way. He treads with innate empathy to suss out your mood and to be earnest in wanting to see you smile. He is the camera to all our better natures, our finer impulses, our most noble selves. We all hide something, veil parts and truths we don't want the light to touch. But Eddie's consideration remains like a favorite book, open right at the passage that never fails to bring you comfort. When you read it and mouth it softly to quiet your more persistent demons. Never dismiss our Eddie as absent of gradient or depth to his full inner life. This is a man of quiet perseverance and strength, a rock to the people who depend on him most. To you, yes, laughable you, who are quickest to label and box him, thinking yourself superior to you, I say, take a hike, fool. You build your flimsy castle on plaudits and adoration that wash away when they scrub too hard at the tinsel. Respect and affection cost more than thrills of a week and a good time whirl. spun on honeyed tongue. Darling Eddie, paid with interest. Love, Miss Unicorn.
Aww. Was so adorable. Aw.
And well deserved, Eddie. Well deserved.
Ooh, one time for Eddie. Eddie.
Eddie. Yeah, Eddie.
Ooh.
Oh, that was lovely. But that was so great. All of it, the Eddie Boom, the Galway Canal. Goodness. Thank you so much. Where can the people find you?
So on Instagram, Finn_Bell, PHYNNE_BELLE. Again, I wanted to repeat what Lowen said. Lowen is going to be my fabulous host for my first open mic of September. And it is officially titled Best Thing I've Never Had, The One Who Got Away Redux. It's going to be special hosted by Lowen. It's going to be a 3-hour event. It's going to be an open mic that is open to 30 people, the biggest amount of people, because I'm going to make it a big to-do, big affair. Lowen's going to talk. He's going to do more of his poems. It's going to be fabulous. And then, what was I going to say?
Wait.
What? I know, he's like, I didn't sign up for this.
But that being said, Finn, yeah, sure, okay, why not?
All right. Oh, by the way, Lowen, 3-hour event. Okay.
Is that all?
on my Finn Cavallari podcast this week, today, it just dropped today, we have the wonderful, the beautiful, the heart of us all, Kemlyn Tanbapi. She's going to be telling us stories through poetry and pottery of a summer of healing. And yes, bring your Kleenex because you are going to cry when you're listening to it. It has her whole heart and soul in it. I love you. And last week, if you haven't caught it, it was raging, and that was awesome. Everybody was awesome. All 9 episodes are awesome, so please catch up with it. Oh, and last thing, PGN family. I have a show called TPL, the Poets Lighthouse, and there are other beautiful flagship programs. I'm tired already now. Including Poetry Times and the Poets Reacts. And we will be having new programming coming pretty soon, including the Poetry Academy. Yes. And oh my God, I'm drawing a blank. Oh, and the revival in a certain way of something called Haven. So yeah, look out for that.
Quite a calendar, quite a roster. Quite a calendar of wonderful events. Thank you so much for everything you do, Finn. And thank you especially for tonight. So coming up next, we met this poet for the first time last week. And we don't have any weak spots here. We don't have anyone that's bad. And so she did great, just as everyone always does. And the only thing cooler than the first time reader is a second time reader. So I want you all to, from Harlem, New York, I want you all to greet Vexed Lex. Take the mic when you're ready.
Thank you. Grateful to be back in this space. Kit, you're doing a great job hosting. So I have 2 poems. The first one is called Favorite Poet. I want to be your favorite poet. Pick me up and never put me down with lines that you recite to yourself in the shower at late hours. I want to be the one who inspires you to grab that pen and bleed all over the page, making the living room your stage. I want to be the poet you tell your family about, the poet you recommend to your friends. I want your endless snaps, your joyful applause. I want my words to run laps in your mind and cause you to question every writer who came before me. I want to be the poet you dreamt I'd always be. And my last poem is called Favorite Book. Do you ever talk about me like your favorite book? How refreshing it was when you slid your hands carefully over my cover, yearning to see what lied underneath, and licking your fingers each time you turned a new page. Do you ever think of me like your favorite book? Fresh like the first time you held me, waiting to be explored. I opened myself to you, tightly wound, tightly bound, but you made it to the end. Will you care for me like your favorite book? Will you keep me discarded in some random corner of your room or in a drawer with other items that you plan to fiddle with at some point later on? Dust me off when you're feeling nostalgic. Will I replace your favorite book? Thank you.
All right, that was great. Excellent. Okay, and Lex, if the people want to see more of you, where can they do that?
They can find me on Instagram at VexLexPoetry, and I'll put it in the chat too.
All right.
And thank you for having me.
Anytime. Well, more specifically, Monday at 8 Mountain. Not quite anytime, because we'd have to be stuck to our computers all day. That's no longer true. Sorry, I'm getting a bit scattered because I've had too much coffee, but I need it. Coming to the mic next. Thank you. Mumble, transition. Coming to the mic next, we have a very, very fun writer, person who's been coming with us for about 2 or 3 months now. From New Jersey, please welcome to the stage, Terry Rose.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Trying to straighten out my phone without pressing the wrong button and then disappearing. I have 3 short ones. They all have a theme. A planted memory. I recently went to get piano lessons because I was trying to learn the baby elephant walk because I remember my grandmother playing it on the piano. I have this memory from when I was a young child, but there was a problem. My grandmother did not have a piano or demonstrate any musical talent, according to her children, who then was this mystery woman who I could see in my mind's eye playing so skillfully. I have no idea. Sorry, I have 2 more. Money. Money buys love. Money buys verdicts. Money is the root of all evil. Money is indispensable in society. Money, taxes, more money. It is impossible to get ahead in this country. Everything is corrupted. We shall die penniless after the government fleeces us all. What about all the rich people? Were they born with all that money? I think not. So what's the secret? I have no idea. Lust versus love. Why do people fall in love? Lust is better. In the beginning, it's so great when your heart is beating out of your chest and you guys are texting and thinking about each other all the time, and you brush your teeth before you kiss, and you shower before you have sex, and shave faces and lady parts, and everything is so picture perfect. Brand new lacy underwear, new men's underwear, cologne, perfume, dates. Why do we spoil it all by falling in love? I have no idea. And
oh goodness.
Yes, Terry, although I will never shave my beard. Almost never.
That last one made me laugh, but the sad realization, I can feel
Never,
that you're ready to drop any minute now.
never say
Terry.
never on that shaving thing.
Sure enough. Terry, where can the people find more from you on the internet?
I am on iFunnies, IFUNNIEZ mom on Instagram, and I'm on my name, same name on Facebook, Terry Rose Sturtson. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us, Terry. We're now coming back to El Paso, and this is this person's first reading. She was she is studying to be an English teacher and so that means that she already has a certain assumed expertise with words, and she is her name is please, I apologize if I get this wrong. Her name is Biane Garcia. Please step.
Hi, hello everyone. So yeah, this is the first time that I'm reading some things. So I'm really excited and nervous for the same time. So I wrote this a while ago, and it's called Daughter of the Aztecs. So here you go. I am the daughter of the Aztecs. Their warriors' blood travels through my veins. Those who praised Quetzalcoatl and lived in Tenochtitlan. I was born on one side of the border, but raised on the other, growing up learning the beautiful Spanish and the complex but wonderful English. Hearing my mom every morning say, "Pásame el comal y las tortillas," while my dad complains about how hard things are. Watching the news in Juarez. Another woman has been murdered. Nobody says anything, nobody does anything. Growing up celebrating Dia de Muertos, but also eating Thanksgiving dinner. Appreciating the tricolor flag, but also the multi-starred flag. I am the daughter of Mexicans, those who work hard despite being judged otherwise. That's it.
All right.
One of us. 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 One of us.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, I hope we get to see you again. Until that far off date, when where can the people find you? On social media?
Honestly, I don't have anywhere where I post my writing yet. I'll probably work on that maybe next meeting.
Okay, excellent. Well, we look forward to it. We look forward to seeing more of you. And we're going to go now from El Paso to the Boogie Down Bronx. That's right, where a storm cloud is off in the distance and we can hear La Tormenta come to the stage.
Hi. You're killing it. You're killing it. You're doing it. This is everything. Love to see it. I have one piece. Before I start, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Medium, Amanda Ashley Villanueva. This one is called I Spit It at the Nuyo for the music theme. It's called Music to My Ears When I Can't Hear. This toasted page out of my divine life truly taught me I never deserved all the burns I've endured. This week taught me hour-long hair playing be the best therapy, since mommy learned cleaning my ears as a baby was the only thing that would put me to sleep, the only thing that would stop the crying. I enjoy this feast as if to say, if I transition today, no, I wouldn't go back and change a thing. No, you be the song I sing to the music in my ear when I can't hear how you disappear just to come back in the way that said, you never left. I question how you dare call me a safe space after I damn near broke my door slamming it before your face. I question how my soul departed my body years ago only to decide it now wants to come back home. I question how many phases I need to outgrow before I can know that I really am whole and holy. I question how patient you were for me to look you in the eye, for me to disintegrate the disguise of disheveled pride. I question when this lullaby erased the lies of not being enough, of being tough, just for show, just rows filled with folks, those who couldn't fulfill me because I couldn't fulfill myself. I question if the lower beast side has teeth sharper than mine. Is it salty when I bleed? Is it sweet? Disheveled be this spirit, but you still love me anyway, still have bars for days for me, still make this storm a priority, still be the words on my page when I can't read. I question, what are you here to teach me? I question why a full circle always comes with thighs thicker than mine. I question if when you said this voodoo thing teaches souls how to bleed, you knew it would really happen. More questions. Who's capping now? Who's captain now? Who's tapping out of having nothing to prove? I conclude with a poem that confesses the truth of La Tormenta's interlude. Your ex's mom could never stand this prude princess, empress of destruction and distraction, cackling at how we only got a fraction of the care we needed. Seeded fruit requires caution, but not eggshell walking, skipping through lovers just to pass, go, just to use every free get out of jail card, just to watch this show of pretty privilege, of I'll do anything for you, of I treat you so fucking good. I question if being born deaf is worse than losing sound over time, if being born blind is better than having but then losing sight. I question the next time I'll unleash a good cry. I question when the black sky above will tell this black dove she was never numb inside. I question what music plays when I can't hear it. Thank you.
Wow. As always, I can.
Damn it, La Tormenta, you did it again.
Folks' ears are burning and they have no way of knowing why. And that's the best kind of revenge. That's the artist's revenge. That's what it's all about. And coming up to the stage next, we've had a couple people drop out. And we wish them well. It's nothing personal, I'm sure. But we're going to go back to El Paso, because, as I keep saying, there's no favoritism, but we do have some favorites. And this is one of ours, because coming to the mic is Patty. Patty, when you're ready. Okay, it doesn't look like she's there. Hang on. Okay. All right. Okay, we'll do it live. We'll do it live. Oh, there she is. There
She's
she
here.
is.
Yeah.
Hey, Patty.
When you're ready, please.
Okay.
Got it.
I 3 little pieces. I'm just gonna go right in. First piece. I wrote a poem today. You found elegance in the formation of my words, but you didn't see were the words telling you that I was falling apart. What you didn't see was a shiver in my spine to lift the ounces of my pen. The quiver in my lip as I begged the tears to cease from the flow to dry the puddles beneath my toes. You didn't see the drag marks on wooden floors as these limbs of a burdened body chained itself upon my soul. I wrote a poem today and I turned the corner of its page to remind myself the hour in which my voice grew loud. But the other voice within my mind hid the journal between shelves of a library and an unwanted space. That was the first one. Second piece. I really can't be anything right now. I can't be a listener. I can't be a talker. I can't show you scars without pressing bruises. Can't breathe currently to stop gasping. Can't walk without stumbling. Can't be human enough to be recognizable. Too dead to be buried. Too alive to be held accountable. Too broken for feelings and too fallen to not know wreckage. Can't tell you a story, for there was never meant to be an ending. Can't inhale, can't breathe without hurting, can't walk because I've only known running. Can't write a poem without the words of don'ts. Don't know what it is to not want. Can't want you without needing you. Don't know what it is to not love you. How do I say that I love you? And last piece, short. I was never meant to fall in love with you all at once. As the touch of your light unraveled the seams of my soul, I came to understand the darkness that brought me here. And I knew that falling in love with you today meant that there was always a promise of staying in love with you tomorrow. And then life roll called once more, and I became ordinary again. Okay, done.
Ooh, short but packs a punch like dynamite. Like dynamite. Patty, where can the people find you?
You can follow me at Patty's_poetic_life.
Nailing it with the snap too, as always. Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much, Patty. I'm glad you could make it on. Well, coming up next, we're going back to the West Coast. We're going to a dilapidated old classroom in Los Angeles, and I hope you have brought your notebooks because class is in session and there will be a quiz because Mr. Tezazomuk is coming to the mic, provided his internet is holding up. There he is. All right, you ready for us? You're still on mute, bud. There you go. We got you now.
We got you now. All right. So I was traveling for a couple of weeks. I'm back. And I have one piece and then I have two borrowed, and I'll jump in. This piece is titled The Petrified Signifier. Identity has always relied on the logic of difference to establish relations, qualitative differences between objects, individuals, and labor. We're being asked by the henchmen of polity and institutional bureaucracies to hand over our progeny, our children, to hand over the crucible of our fate or our end. Over the threshold of the camp gate, to hear the clank of the metal gate and walk away with guilt. Establishing the equivalence of childcare, education, and care for a socially measurable quantity. We commodify our relations, an hour of labor for a pound of sugar, subjecting our children and ourselves to abstract universals, money. We will dance, define and subverting between product, consumer, and labor power. We will have to submit to the veiled mask of quantitative calculus. The dance of subversive differential meaning will reduce us to quantity and make us strictly meaningless. We lose the affect of relation within a field of articulated materiality. When our progeny becomes stats, they lose their identities. 33% prison population, while the dominant society is 53% white. The objects of substantive equivalence lose their discursive boundaries. The force, malignant relation of alienation becomes the petrified signifier or the slide into meaning. Long gone are the days of unquestioned ideological discourse, no benefit in being an obedient dog. lower the saluting hand in front of the empty symbols in exchange for loyalty, for being the good citizen, for the complacent Tío Taco. In the pandemic duress and the syllogistic trauma, we cling to authority without truth, the structural illusion which gives us belief and allegiance to the nation. In our panic mass state, we deny the clumsy operation of authority. We salute the troops because we're told they are the guardians of freedom. We obey the country's leaders because, contrary to the massless stop the steal, they're democratically elected. We go to war because we're convinced they are just. Even with our cynical distance, we continue our retroactive production of fascinating objects with their entrance, offering the fetish promise of to suture society as we hand over our babies. And that's that. And I'm going to be reading from this book here, from a friend of mine from Tuba City, northern New Mexico, Arizona. His name is Jesse Maloney. I wanted to share two pieces from his book. This is titled Time Traveler. Tim Yazzie, his name, he shuffled down the Navajo side of Highway 160 West, a quart of mint mountain wash in. He did not feel the grill of the rig lift him and send him in flight across 3 lanes in a time zone. His numb body skidded and found its resting place on the Hopi side of Highway 160 West. Time of accident, November 8, 2006, 8:01 p.m. Time of death, November 8, 2006, 7:20 p.m. Yazzie's body squared off by 4 shades of yellow crime scene tape, each shade from a different role, from a different precinct. Officers in uniform of gray, blue, tan, and brown stare at clipboards, call superiors, mumble numbers into walkie-talkies. Moons pass, sun sets, and Yazzie's bones, now exposed, still rest in the center of the square marked off by plastic tape, surrounded by federal agents, Navajo police, Hopi police, Arizona state troopers, and loved ones on the outskirts filling out page after page of paperwork. Above, the ground burial expedites travel to the spirit world 3 feet above earth. Tim Yazzie's bones forever lie on the Hopi land. His body never moved because no agreement on jurisdiction could be met. A 4-way stalemate, like a game of chess played with only kings for pieces. A Bible's worth of paperwork reads 2 non-contested details. Time of accident, November 8, 2006, 8:01 p.m. Time of death, November 8, 2006, 7:20 p.m. Remember Tim Yazzie and the rest. Let the dead decompose above ground. See them. Don't deny they walk among us. All of us. That was Jesse Maloney. And then this next one's titled Patient. A 22-year-old graduate of Northern Arizona University is taken to the emergency room after his friends wrapped a bleach-soaked towel around the intoxicated young man's head and sealed it with duct tape around the neck, with the intent to give him a mild dopamine release from the cleaning product fumes, but forgot about him for 2 hours because they were also intoxicated when concocting the idea. His girlfriend in the experiment playfully asked the nurse, "He's just gonna have headaches, right?" Whether he's a corpse or a vegetable is discussed by doctors working triple shifts. Florence Nightingale worked in dirtier, harsher conditions, but death was welcome over miracles that would leave the living lifeless. An ultrasound turns a woman's insides out, making her broken heart the property of Blue Shield. And then she goes to heaven on the rain cloud that soaks ambulances screeching into the parking lot. In the West, the spirit is separate from the body. In the East, there are things that are very real and concrete. RNs always have a headache. The NAU student is pronounced dead, and the room is made for the next patient. Stark.
Wow. Because that read, wow.
Powerful.
So that was
He's an awesome, he plays music and he's an awesome, he does some, he has some poetry with the kids in the Diné Reservation. He teaches at Diné College, and he's an awesome poet and musician and overall cool guy.
Okay. Jessica Maloney, remember the name. Tim Yazzie, remember the name. Mr. Tezazomok, remember the name. Where else can the people find you?
Instagram under Gaseous 2019. You guys got it.
All right. All right. Thank you so much for that, Tez. And we are flying in our invisible jet back over to Pacific, back to the Philippines. And we are visiting our friend Lacan. Lacan, please step to the mic when you are ready.
Hello, people. Magandang umaga. Sorry, magandang tanghali or good noon. It's great to be here, and I love Barbed Wire. And thank you so much for having this platform to all of the poets who shared and who will still share. Thank you. So, and thank you, Kit, by the way. Super awesome hosting. So I have two poems for today. So the first one, I wrote it, and the second one is a cover. So the first one is this. The seal of the window has a seal worthy to be stuck, not to be plucked by eclipse palms that bent too much, by lips sitting on an ironclad jealousy. Jealousy can lock the hinges, pitting the panes to unknock, the splitting, creaking, opening to close, the sliding, mid-railing, kneeling fingers, reaching the paint, peeled borders, dismove by a numb jam, ramblings of sepia cracks, crouching the aged knuckles, reaching empty nothings. Memories looks dead already. On its abandoned glass, unviewed is the pain of the lost. Hands rocking, the pleading, lost, shame this Monday, glossed in a loose lullaby of a sigh, while the latch swings like breaths, caught with no air, but a lie wind odes are capped, soulless. Keeper is the window for the left behind. Thank you. Right. Second piece, okay, so yes, I am heavily, I absolutely adore Sylvia Plath. I love her. And she is an inspiration. Her art is an inspiration to me. And you can see it in my poetry very much. So this is her last poem, Edge. The woman is perfected. Her dead body wears the smile of accomplishment, the illusion of a Greek necessity flows in the scrolls of her toga. Her bare feet seem to be saying, who have come so far? It is over. Each dead child coiled a white serpent, one at each little pitcher of milk. Now empty, she has folded them back into her body as petals of a rose close when the garden stifles and odors bleed from the sweet, deep throats of the night flower. The moon has nothing to be sad about. Staring from her hood of bone, she is used to this sort of thing. Her blacks crackle and track. Thank you. Maraming salamat.
Damn, Lacan. Woo! Damn.
The performance,
Killed the cover too.
Lacan, the performance. Oh my God. Shit.
Really put your all into it. And I know you have a lot of ongoing concerns. Where can the people find you and more things like that?
Actually, instead of fighting me, please support the platforms that we all live in, from New Eurekan, Barbed Wire, Testify Poetry in the UK, and also please support the Butterfly Project. It is still accepting donations for the survivors of human trafficking and violence in the Philippines. You can go to Finn Bell's Linktree. It's there. And please support the Poetry Global Network. And we are a family of 23 poets from 12 countries all over the world. And we're coming together to bridge more poets and more poetry. Please catch us on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat.
12 countries worldwide. That's incredible. The distances we can span so easily just from our bedrooms. We've gone all over the world twice, and we're not done because we're going back to Green Bay. This reader is a more recent addition to our menagerie of regulars and friends of the program, but you are in for a treat because this guy is the truth. I want you all to welcome to the stage Nathaniel Beck.
Woo! Give it up for Beck!
Yeah. Hey everyone. Good evening.
Love you.
Love you all. And I apologize. I haven't been to like some of the other venues a lot this last week or so because we're like working on moving. So just doing the fun things of putting stuff in boxes and boxes and boxes. So all of that. But I have two pieces. Both of them are like not really finished, but just thought like I would do some newer stuff or whatever for you guys. So this has a working title of Loving the Air. When the world was still too young to know ourselves, and all our hands were shackled to the earth, we nestled a palm of seeds into our chests, making apple orchards of our pulses, sweet with a hard crunch that never made a leaf of a park. fall and syrup stuck. Our roots were too wild to stay in one for longer than a summer. There was a man once who took all the rainwater he had, made a flood of perfectly good land. I dug my hands so deep in the soil there that I got stuck trying to find who he buried, but all that I found was myself. I named this the past, but could never breathe louder than the air you took from me, never spoke more than the words that reminded from our unsaid conversations, all the skin that we had the night we let the colors run into the ground. Maybe humanity is a storm of mistakes, and I am beginning to believe I am the wind. The first time I loved anyone, it was the ground. Wood chip dressed and full of leaves, her name was Afternoon. Sandbox, worn out sneakers, full of hair, her name was Anything that collects rainwater. The first time I kissed anyone, it was the earth. Knees, hands, lips, a feast of concrete and storm-drained kisses, gravel-mouthed sack of ice. Attraction was dirt, tilled and finger-deep, tongue and hunger raw. Attraction was an excavation of limbs. If this was a metaphor, let it be of this, the lie, the child-shaped blood, the trust, innocence, and all I can recall of me when the lights are off. The first time I called them anything but the sky, I was enough candle wax and flame to make bed sheets and of my skin to address my vulnerability by name. If this is the lie, let it be of wearing, of skin, of everything we have dressed ourselves with, of the button I could never find, the shirt, the sneakers, worn and worn again. How do you know when something has been used too much to be used again? If this is a question, let it be of everything we put on, the bed, the night, the phone, the fuck, the goodbye, the goodbye. It cries out like a group of crows. I hear it in the hallways of my throat when I wake my voice, like a tired thrashing of pillows, feather-full, color of basement terrors. Have you ever seen an abandoned baby bird who has never learned how to fly? How some things are just born to die. Let this be the murder, the conspiracy of ravens. Have you heard the lie we make of our bodies when we trick our limbs into loving? Hush the birds and all their skin. My chest has made enough false treasures of my flesh to know the heart lies in wanting. Clasp the hands and rustle the cage, delicate wings and kisses, brittle are the bones that ache in my home. We are stones skipping water waiting to drown. I still trace where you left my body. Mockingbird, mockingbird, sing me a lullaby like I am still an organ of this love. Untie my neck and ask my lung my name. Did my body give enough to this? Can I let us die now, this flightless ghost of nameless nights? If I am to hatch these thin bones into trying, this trepidation of skinless organs, may I learn how to work the wind with them. When I was 13, I found a baby bird, its wings broken, mangled like a disaster of pillows rife with feathers, lumped and thrown about. We cared for it as long as we could. Released it into the forest, in the backyard. Sometimes I still hear it calling to the sound of leaves every time I get nervous of trying. The last time I loved anyone, she was named after a tomorrow I have never known. She was more sleepless than the stars, casket crowned, sun dried and full of storms. It is no wonder she is in constant strife with her own sorrows when she was named after happiness. How she has taught me to love the morning as she too waits for me to wake. How she has put a rest to this tired death of love as we make a future worth living for. So if we are all destined to die, then let everything we do be a metaphor for defiance. Let this be an outlasting of mouths, a staggered fight of lusting conversations, this learning of hearts, this beacon of reminded leaving, how I want to hold the air again and not let it escape me. Let us be a frenzied nation of wings, all becoming the sky, an unbending beauty, so open, so free. I like to think this is love. This is us, this unending exploration of lungs. Can we become this tradition of breaths, this inhabitation of bodies? How I want to believe in this, in a sacred tomorrow we keep consuming, even when our bodies are full, like our lives depend on it. Thank you.
Yes, Beck. Tons of lines.
And then,
Wow.
if it's cool with you guys, I have one more like kind of short one, if that's all right. Back when we were as rough and tumble as bulldogs and bruises, our mothers washed clean all the scrapes that collected dirt and grime from the soil, tossed up a tornado of bike chains and bloody knees like we were in love with the pavement more than our bodies. Kissed so much asphalt we chipped teeth and chewed through lips like the taste of iron was a means of learning that everything comes at a price. Back when we were as innocent as our first fist fight and the stones never broke more windows than they needed to. We would get sick off sleeplessness, playing video games and chasing munchies down with Kool-Aid, stuff a handful of processed smiles deep inside us where we could keep them. Back when love would scuff up the soles of our shoes more than our own, our dreams still grew out of our hands like rose petals and thorns, blood and splintered bone. Back then, the whole world hadn't started to burn and bleed like a ruptured pus of humanity. Maybe this is what happens to the earth when we bury too many truths in its skin. Claim it was for freedom and let our brothers return to it. Maybe this is how the earth now feeds itself. Now that we have stripped all the trees from their roots and dirtied the water with our insides, irrigated the soil with our blood and theirs and this flesh till it sprouted up more bodies than we could carry. When did we stop coloring outside the lines? Was it when we started to make maps of them and claim the spaces as our own? Was it when we replaced them with walls? Was it when we chalked the concrete with bullet wounds and asked the chalk not to name them? Maybe this is what the wilderness looks like when it is owned. When we sell ourselves on everything we have become, how we have made the earth to resemble us, how we have made this construction of mangled tomorrows. Science fiction writers always erupt with such fantastical futures. Why can we never imagine living in them? What person doesn't carry the burden of all they have taken and wonder, what will tomorrow look like when there is nothing left to dream of? Thank you.
Yeah,
Oh my
Beck.
goodness.
Damn, Daniel.
Oh, boy.
Thank you.
Yeah, Beck, baby. Damn it.
That
I love you
was-
all.
Love you. Golly.
That has left me speechless, which is a bad position to be in as the host. Please tell the people where they can find you because they're desperate to know.
You can find me at NCBEK Poetry on all social media stuff or at Nathaniel Beck. I just want to say there's numerous people in here that have books. I'm not going to name them all. Please support them. And then if you like have a little scrap change left over or whatever, hit me up and you know, we can work something out or whatever. But yeah, support other artists first. So yeah, love you all. Thank you.
And you get that love back tenfold. That's how it works. That's how it works. You give and you get back. And thank you so much for giving to us. Okay, coming up next, We're going to stay in the Midwest. We're going to go a little bit south to the frighteningly named Storm Lake, Iowa. And that's where our friend Matthew Marikin is staying and lives, and where he plies his trade. And Matthew, please step to the mic when you're ready.
Hello.
Hi there.
You know, I wasn't really ready, but that's okay. Okay. This is hard. Do the thing with the word. Nathaniel. All right. This one's really new, I'd say. Yeah, it's really new. Really, really new. Like yesterday. So I haven't polished it at all though. So, and it was written in a weird state of mind. So we'll see how this goes. Oh my gosh. Unpolished work. Anyways, no title. Again, I did it at like 4 a.m. This is the first time I've seen her and knew that I wasn't in love. This is the first time I've seen her and knew that she was in love with someone else. This is the first time I've seen her and have felt both sad and happy. That's not true. This is the first time I've seen her and knew that I can feel two things at once. That too is okay. I don't love her anymore. I don't want to be with her anymore. That ain't it. I'm happy though. That she is happy because happiness is all I ever wanted for them. I'm happy that I am happy. Within a whole new galaxy within my head, floating across yellow suns that flash and flash and flash, because life is a bunch of moments. Sometimes those moments hurt, and other times they make you feel like a supernova of emotions, and other times they just make you feel. This is the first time I've seen her and knew that although we are not right for each other, everything will be okay. Thank you. That was that piece. I don't. So another, well, I guess this is another piece I wrote like 3 a.m. for whenever this was. I remember I was up for so long. I took a nap like really late yesterday and it just like messed me up sleep schedule wise. So we're gonna read this one. Oh man, I don't, these first two lines are scaring me already. Okay, my ex got a new lover, and so did I. I love the person my ex was, or maybe just the person I thought them to be in my head. Thought that was endgame, but I messed up and it ended poorly. We ended up being toxic for each other, poisoning our water and making it up through chemical release. And now I'm here feeling like I want to cry in my car because I'm in love with a woman who's honestly fits my future picture better than them. Than the past, that loves me and treats me right, dances and romances beyond anything I've ever had before, the perfect mix, the answer for both X and Y, and my ex found her new boo, but I still feel like crying because I'm so happy for her. She found her way out and I did too. I'm glad at the time we had together because we both needed it to grow and now we're both new people and I think that's fucking dope. I think I was crying because I missed her, but that's not it, bro. She had it hard and she was hard to love and hard to get it from, and we mix during our broken times, but jagged pieces don't fit once fixed. I'm crying because I'm happy and so happy of them doing well. Fucking man, good for them, good for me. We both out here living happily ever after, but just not together like we thought. But it happened all the same. And I'm totally okay with how it's going. I'm rooting for them, and I think they're rooting for me too, but that doesn't really matter. Bro, we made it different past lives, storylines, Loki effects, but we both found happiness. I'm okay with that. Thank you.
Maddie, yes.
Those are the pieces I'm gonna stick with.
Yeah, Maddie.
Yeah, Malaise.
Gracias.
Right. Oh, that was delightful. And if you could please tell the people where they can find you.
I got a link tree, but Instagram, VIDA _Marroquin right there. Instagram's also like right there to the side. Anyways, so you can get me there. My link tree is posted there. You can get my book there. You can leave a review for my book there, or just follow me on Instagram. That's all I got on there. So yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for giving us your unpolished stuff. I can't wait to see what that sounds like when it's polished. That's something I'm looking forward to. But I'm also looking forward to our next reader, because we're going back in the jet and back up to New Jersey. But there's a little bit of turbulence because we're running into a storm god. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Paul Conqueso to the stage. Take it when you're ready.
Jersey.
Been ready, Kit. You're doing phenomenal tonight, man. I'm really enjoying the energy, fueled by thousands of cups of coffee, I assume. No beer tonight. That's super different. Oh, damn. You got the presses on deck. Full court press. All right. So I'm going to read some old shits that I think are new to probably everybody in the room. Because when Lacan dropped that cover of Sylvia Plath, I was like, fuck, I got a Sylvia Plath poem. Kind of. Well, it's not one of her poems, but it's a poem that references her. So before I spit, I'm gonna just say Storm God's partially in the building. And Poetry Academy, PG and fam, all of that good shit. Men who heal, all my peoples. Yeah, and why don't we just close our eyes for a good 2 or 3 seconds and meditate on something that we are grateful for, and just recognize that. All right, I'm gonna let it rock. This first one's really short. Then I got a wee bit longer one. This is called Secret Recipe. Not trying to gas myself up, but I've been following this author's cookbook down to the tablespoon. Every manic measurement of neglect, isolate, self-deprecate. And it doesn't taste quite like I envisioned it. Can't put my finger on what it is. I mean, I cleaned the oven 3 times just tonight, and I'm not sure I have the appetite to see it through, but I will keep trying to follow your secret recipe to the T, even if it kills me, Miss Plath. All right, some nice grimdark stuff. And this other piece is called Open House. When I go to stores, I walk toward automatic doors and don't get recognized. Reckon I'm a spectral presence who can't reconcile its own lingering. A half diseased, half deceased astral calamity, dying to be seen on movie screens, a waking apparition bringing with it baggage so mammoth it makes demons and exorcist flicks look like child's play. These possessed entities inhabit my anatomy, inflicting all the damage one can manage like grand larceny, and some twisted part of you fuses with Joel Goldberg, only instead of getting stalked home, you get Stockholmed syndrome, where your body is not home because trauma is a haunted house, not quite abandoned, just condemned, a prison cell of dwelling, and triggers or cobweb doors you may find yourself entering anytime, unwillingly, unwantingly, where hostile hostage memories line the walls like dark rooms, developing The kitchen floor littered with refuse, remnants, and recipes for disaster, nostalgia, lining corridors, acting as insulation to keep them warm, and beyond threshold of front door lie chalk outlines of where innocence took its dying breaths. Turn right into the living room, where nostrils fill with mothball scent, ears shrouded with crinkle of plastic wrapped couches, making this space much more funeral parlor than any room named for the living. Abuse in the attic, masking tape, toe tagged, stored, bagged away, abandonment issues stacked in closets, insecurity in the crawl space, body dysmorphic disorder, flooding foundation with thoughts impossible to unpack or compartmentalize, like parsing body image from rape for your very first time, the hand which climbed those 2,000 thread count sheets, sinking teeth in inner gracilis, trying to figure whether all this scar tissue is the issue or if it's the viscera in my head. Freudian slips of tongue bathing amygdala and false recollect, these frayed wired misfiring, misremembered tremors replaying in head, that toxic ex, the partner, the relative, slipping hands into dark recesses while in the basement's damp, dark mustiness so dim lit with blurred edges of suppressed memories, palm preventing mouth from calling out, but maybe it's all my fault. Digging too deep, trying to self-diagnose, manifesting hope, analyzing coordinates, throttling life from my own exhaust, manifold, mistaking sex drive for death drive, with third eye blind, eye red line, begging to find what's left when I've killed all my darlings. Wreck diving into weaponized hauntings, we salvage and laminate just to place in poems about longing, songs, and belonging, the area want to be part of some world just out of reach. But when the shore's at your feet, you realize the sea can be awful green, wishing you kept the receipt for legs, could get flippers back, caught in the skin trap of comparison, realizing that even on land, we all float upon jealous seas of envy, green, that thief of joy, well aware living in head is a spectrum. And I turn every color from red through violet at least 7 times a week, because we all live in a yellow submarine of suffering, coloring books with paint of our own discovery, ascent, downfall, and recovery, kissing ass and stitching together legions of human centipeding, fleeting thoughts eating at me, digging inside to find what lies beneath, pet cemeteries of bones bequeathed, 13 ghosts beset on crimson peak of overlooked hotels baited, motels neglected by caretakers obsessive as the axes they grind, knives they drive into showering chest cavity, puncturing telltale hearts, sinister thoughts, torrents of torment, shining like Danny Torrance, tortured by red rum cackling, like Howl's moving castle, shifting to reroute a path just past the hellmouth, not far offshore Amityville's horrors, the jaws of which clamp down until dark water spurts from grudges drilled deep. As these turns of screw fasten to wall, mirror oculus thoughts, poltergeists caught between TV static and afterlife, pondering if I have the might to exorcise demons, bury the bones, these unwelcome tenants, or will I simply resign to my plot that this is my hereditary lot in life, an event horizon, finding every penny wiser, with pumpkin head hung low, vertigo, eyes welling but fatigued from averting reality, resigning to be the skeleton key. This hedge maid's needs to find a way out from the labyrinth toward the lighthouse's tower, where every stride intends to find itself in open air, no longer stifled beneath the stale suffocation of basement, far more cemetery than foundation. This plot, which would sooner bury you than reconcile truth, and every step taken toward light, you find facing it's not quite as daunting as you thought when you descended into that room. And so with all the strength that you can muster, you turn the knob, hold your breath, and emerge into the light again, resurfacing from condemned structures you thought needed demolishing, looking back at its wreckage, having learned that therapy is perhaps better used as exorcist than wrecking ball, that you can salvage without sacrificing all you've escaped and blossomed amongst the mulch of these charred wooden bones, because you are quite sure the day will come you need reminding of the fact you were final girl, final boy, final person who made it out that basement, not unscathed, but stronger, gilded in the light of 1,000 suns, a survivor in every sense but one, forever unable to separate your wreckage from your reckoning. So you don't toss the key away. You keep it somewhere safe, because you never know if this haunted home may just be the open house needed to shelter or illuminate parallel paths to escape, a lighthouse to guide the way for some other hopeful survivor someday.
Damn, Paul. Oh my goodness.
Yo.
Woo.
That old shit though.
Unbelievable. Oh, thank you so much for sharing that, Paul. Where can the people find you, and what projects do you have?
So I'm working on some things, some important things that I don't know if I want to let the cat entirely out of the bag yet. But y'all can follow me at Paul Conqueso on the link tree and the IG. Yeah, I'm actually gonna have a series of all men's workshops coming up sometime in November with Peggy Robles Alvarado and her platform. So you can follow me for more of that shit. And September 7th, a week from today, I guess technically, because it's past midnight in New Jersey, Hot Poet Supper we'll be doing on the Nuyo platform, myself, Ray Jane, Kyla Garcia. Yeah, Raz Diaz is organizing it. It's gonna be fucking lit. So come through for that. Thank you so much for the space. I appreciate you all.
And the space is defined by the people that fill it. And thank you for filling the space. And we only have a few more readers to go. We are almost done, but we're going to jet down real quick down to Baltimore. And we're going to hear now something from Soul Link Speaks. That's Chance on Bird. When you're ready, please.
Yes. Always, I'm fortunate to go after my Mohawk brother Paul Conqueso. But I wrote 15 haikus and a poem while I was waiting. And so here's the poem, and I'm gonna read 2 haikus after that. Changing lenses. No, I didn't miss it. No, I didn't shoot blanks. My magic love bullets just bounced off the woman who wears emotional Kevlar, especially when it comes to me. No, I don't have bad luck with the ladies. No, I'm not a bad guy. I just hear the divine saying, try again. Someday the sun is going to shine at my back door. Love will meet me at my address once more. For it was circling the block for years, waiting for a mailbox to emerge, to deposit a message of hope and appreciation for keeping the faith. Haiku. A poet's nightclub where sincere words of love flow. Love equals BWOMS. Haiku. 5 minutes alone under the confines of love and walked out refreshed. Thank you.
Woo! All right. Thank you so much.
Excellent, Chanson.
Thank you.
And for the little mini tribute to our space here, where can people find you on social media? They want to hear more of that.
You can find me on Facebook at Chanson Antonio Bird. You can find me on all other social media platforms, IG, Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube at Soul Link Speaks. I'll be featuring this Friday for the Forever 7, facilitating the kids reading and writing workshop. I'll be doing haikus and acrostic poems with them. Also Friday, I'll be guest hosting for They Call Me Mitch this Friday, and also next Friday I'll be featuring for They Call Me Mitch as well.
Okay, They Call Me Mitch. That's a good space. I believe Brian Franco invited me to that. I really enjoyed my time there. Okay, well, thank you so much for sharing that, Chanson. We hope we see you again. And okay, and we're gonna keep doing the electric slide along the Eastern Seaboard. We're going back up to Queens to someone, I believe we've seen them here a couple of times before. And their name and their manifesto is Velvet Scruff. Please take the mic when you're ready. Are you there? I mean, he's there, but is he there? Velvet?
This man really fell asleep.
Oh gosh.
I'm embarrassed.
Good morning.
Embarrassed. Extremely
You're okay?
embarrassed.
You're okay.
Because I was here, like I was hearing everything, and I was like, wait, why am I hearing everything, but I'm not there? Then I'm like, oh, bitch, you're sleeping. Wake up. Hello.
Oh goodness.
Basilio,
You just lived through a
love
nightmare we've all
you.
had, and you're still here, and you're stronger for it. So go ahead and
I
spit.
appreciate it. Yeah, thank you. It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step to. No, just kidding. I've been in a little bit of a funk. I haven't written anything for a couple weeks, and hence I haven't really been performing, but I've been trying to pop out on the mics because it's healing and it's helpful, and I love hearing what everybody comes up with. So I'm gonna share a piece that I wrote this time a couple years ago, and it's the piece that introduced me into performing my poetry this year. But before I do that, I want to read a very short piece that I didn't share with anyone because I thought I was gonna develop it into something else, but I think this is just what it is. So it's called Crimson Beginning, and when I was first born, I made my mother bleed. I was hysterical, crying tears of joy. It took me 9 months to achieve what she begged for in the first 3. Blood. And that was that one. And the next one is, wow, it's still untitled all this time. I should come up with a title for things. But every morning I watch the bees, working, driven, filled with purpose. I watch them glide from flower to flower, collecting, enriching, buzzing about. I listen closely to the buzzing, hoping I can learn what it means to communicate with family without burns. I stand close, unafraid of being stung, my mind absent of consequences in time. I watch a honeybee share a flower bed with a bumblebee, unscathed that she has a bigger behind, because here in bee world, there's no fine line of who can wear what and who deserves to shine. I stare as they wield their gifts, straws for snouts, collecting and hoarding the sweet, sweet nectar of nature's fruit. You think it's something they'd hide, but the able bodies deliver it to their hive. Along the way, they share the bright fuzzy pollen caught in between their hairs so more flowers can bloom in their absence. Every morning I watch the bees, begging, pleading. I tear at the skin on my back to make room for my wings. I scream at the hairs on my legs to offer something to the surrounding gardens. I sliced at the pouch in my torso with a rusty nail, surprised to see what poured out was not sticky, sweet, and enriching, but muddy, green, and bewitching. I wept into the soil. Why? The soil replied, child, you've spent so much time in this garden wishing, thinking, hoping to fly, but as a result, you've been petrified. You cannot fly like bees when behaving as a stone. Thank you.
Yes,
Still hits.
Velvet.
Still hits.
Woo!
2 months later, still hits.
Amazing.
Incredible,
That last line kicked like
Velvet.
that last line kicked like a mule. That was great.
The velvet
Thank you
with
so
the
much.
scruff.
Thank you for having me, even though I had my little 30-second, all right, 120-second nap. But thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll find a way to edit that out. Well, actually, I shouldn't promise things like that. I'm not on the tech side. But thank you so much for sharing. Where can the people find you on social media if they want more of that?
I am empathic_slut on social media. And I am working on typing up my poetry and posting it and compiling documents and posting. I write mostly in a book. So, but yeah, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Oh, wow. Well, it's been a great night. Just like every single BWOMS is a great night. But we're down to our last reader. And you all know who that is because he's the last reader every time. He's as much a part of this town as the mountains are, and you have just as much a chance of him listening to you. He is an institution in his own way. He is Dan the Man. I'm about to give you your spotlight, Dan. Here you go.
All right. Thanks, Kit. Everybody, I want to say, I want to applause to Kit. Did an amazing job hosting this. Did a great job, Kit. So say thumbs up to you, my friend. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm got to show you. Well, finally, I got a chance to fix the problem, and I'm gonna have to load up one last time for the 7-year anniversary of Dan the Man's Weekly. And further and foremost, my sincere apologies for the long delay. So I will send it to each and every one of you, and check out the long list of shout outs. You can find the first 50 minutes of the beginnings and check out the conclusion, the final 8 minutes of that. So please, each and every one of you read that one. Oh, and tell Richard Glennon happy birthday. Okay. Well, since I'm a bit behind, I need to upload the scenes of my poetry slam. No, I'm sorry, the special edition interview with Jennifer Hahn. She's gonna fight overseas this coming Saturday. I'm looking forward for that. And I got a birthday tribute due Wednesday, so I'll have to find out. I'm gonna need a couple of favors from some of them. I'll DM me and I'll DM you guys. I need a video birthday shout out to I'll find out. I'll let you know after the end in the after party. Okay, I can't spoil that one. And let me see. Oh crud. Oh. I was gonna share something, but oh yeah. Oh, I apologize for sharing the background. That was my fault. Sorry about that. Okay, you know what? What do y'all think? And good night, Nathaniel. Okay. Well, speaking of delays, yeah, delays could hit a very big snag, if you know what I mean. And so I'm gonna I've written a little bit of that, which I'm gonna mix that up to a freestyling. So I'm gonna say, hitting snags, what a drag. I thought 7 years of my blog was gonna be log on time. No fears, no tears, but it hit a snag. Slow editing, what a drag. I was supposed to see UTEP versus NMSU, but my ride hit a snag. No thanks to my mother and my brother. What a drag. I was at speed dating. Well, it was nice. Unfortunately, it hit a snag. I was dismissed I was not approached. It's not because of my name tag. It's because the ladies did not approach me. They were all going zigzag. And what a drag. Am I a red flag? It's weird. And I was supposed to head to the gym, and I was gonna prepare to exercise, but I hit a snag. I grabbed the wrong bag. What a drag. And you are not gonna believe this. You know, I've been a plasma donor for the past year and a half now. But then last May, it hit a snag. I'm no thief. I took the wrong bag by accident, man. Jeez. All right. But then last May, it hit a snag because my proteins was too high. Why? It can't be right. Why did those flying feel so fly? Oh, what a drag. And then last July 17, I draw my blood. And then thought it was supposed to be cleared again, but I hit a snag. Proteins are high again. What a drag. This can't be right. Because how did I get a red flag on how did I get a red flag? But then just last week, it hit a snag again. My protein high. What a stinking drag. And I don't have money to pay for the doctor to be cleared for the donate plasma. You think this is a red flag? What a drag. I don't know how many snags I've hit. I don't know if I see any red flags, but all I can say is, what a bleeping drag. Oh man. So, and yeah, my delays on the editing on the blog for the past 5 days now, it's been a total drag. Unbelievable. So, well, but the good thing is over the weekend, UTEP Miners didn't hit a snag over the weekend. They defeated Aggies. But for the Cowboys, they hit a snags. Now, I don't know. I didn't see the last Saturday one. And I'm hoping to see Puddle of Mud this Saturday. Oh, I see. Oh, that's right, the Jags. Oh, that's the home of the GFM band. Aggie, Lulu, and TJ. Yeah. And according to Brie, you damn right, I'm crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I say. How many snags we're hitting? How many drags we're questioning? How many red flags that we're seeing? Yeah. As like we say, hitting snags, what a drag. Oh well. So what do you think, guys? What do you think, y'all?
Appreciate you, Dan. You're awesome.
All right, Dan.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, man.
Yeah.
You got the little card you tried to show people earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see you. Okay. Before I do, let me re-show you the wall earlier today, and I do apologize for the interruption. I thought no one was supposed to see that yet. All right. Just give me a sec. Hold on. No, come on.
What would we do without it?
Is that beer?
No,
it's beer time.
Kidding. Okay. Okay. Well, this is the wall behind me right there. So I guess you're about to see it. So Hope you guys like it. And yeah, there's a card right next to, or right next to the wooded, right next to the blood wooded area. Yep, and y'all see this. I was hoping to get. I needed to get a logo of BWOMS on the wall. I would like to have that someday.
Yeah, you do. What's up with that?
I've been trying. I don't know. I've been trying to get that. I think I need a poster of that. That should say BWOMS, the Barbed Wire Mike series. I need to find a Cowboys pennant or a D-backs pennant or a Stars pennant or the Chihuahuas pennant or the Locomotives. A couple other things. But
You have many options for pennants. That's true.
Yeah. And I'm trying to find Jack Ingram's. I'm trying to find Jack Ingram's poster. Well, okay. Okay. Okay, guys, I need you to, as soon as it uploads, as soon as I get it uploaded, I'll pass it on to each and every one of you guys. So please check it out. And yeah, check out my 7-year anniversary of the Animans Weekly, which I do apologize for the long delay. So, I need some. So just be prepared for the. Okay, just be prepared for this 31st special edition. You'll find out who that is, and the after party. Yeah, and I'm behind schedule. I gotta.
Sure are.
Yeah, I gotta fix and upload the special edition interview with Jennifer Hahn. Yep, she's fighting against. She's fighting against Katie Taylor, the undisputed beltweight championship. You're about to find out. Yep. You're about to find out this coming Saturday. And you don't want to miss it. Okay, here it is. Read it and weep it. Yeah. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Like my page on Facebook. Don't forget the hashtag Dan the Man's Weekly. And find Dan the Man's Weekly on YouTube. You'll find my pick. And don't forget to search the title, watch it, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay. All right, guys. And hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow. Some of you. I think Kit, will I see you tomorrow? Hopefully at the Mona Bar.
Oh, sorry, I haven't made a decision yet, but it's possible. Like 50-50 at this point.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, guys. Y'all, hope I'll see you guys next Monday, and hopefully I'll see Richie tomorrow at the Mona Bar. So, all right, guys, you have a wonderful night. Back to you, Kit, and tell Richie to take us home.
Don't tell me what to say. I don't know who. Okay. Sorry. That was Dan, ladies and gentlemen. He closes us every night. He is a very integral part of this whole machinery. I had nothing left to say, but I just got to plug myself real quick because I didn't get to do this all night, but I have my little sign here that says Kit Wren Away, Kit Talk Sports, Kofi.com, Facebook, PayPal, normal email. And now, Richie, take us home.
As promised. All right, man, what a great show. Kit, my best to you. Thank you so much, man. Yes, always coming through. Shout out to everyone who performed. Again, this is going to be on YouTube. Shout out also to everyone who was tuning in on the live stream, like always. Sandy, Andres, Luciana, Isaac. There were a lot more people, but much love to you guys for tuning in who's still with us, and maybe whoever's tuning in throughout the week. So it's been a good month. We're gonna come back in September. I think I'll be hosting next week, and then in 2 weeks we're gonna have a special guest host. If you've been around, you already know, but if you missed it, I'm gonna keep it a surprise just because it's fun to do it that way. One other thing, we do have a publication coming out pretty soon called Life in the Time. It's a collection of poetry and art from El Paso, Juarez, Las Cruces area. Pretty much all of the poets that are from El Paso that have performed here are in that. And we just submitted the publication to also be housed in the Smithsonian, both as a physical copy and as a digital copy. So that's pretty cool for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Who's published there. But if you guys haven't already, follow us online, Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. Put up the sign up sheet the weekend before, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Just kind of keep an eye out. Usually it's out by Sunday for sure at the latest. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end another live stream. Thanks for everyone for tuning in. And we will see you next time. You guys are awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the live stream. Peace.